Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show.
As for the SS's soul thread, it can use the soul thread to control 100 mutant creatures, and the effect is more domineering. In extreme cases, it can not only suppress the mutant creature's consciousness with the soul thread, but it is almost like a god descending on the mutated creatures. It can also burn the soul thread and the life source of mutated creatures to maximize the combat power of mutated creatures. The soul linking talent has undoubtedly been enhanced a lot. At the same time, he has become more cold and ruthless, treating mind-controlled mutant creatures as puppets that can truly abandon and burn life at will. But the gift of soul-stirring talent ultimately depends on the master who uses it. Su Lin did not intend to use the mutant creatures he controlled just as puppets, but as members of his command like Arctic Yanu and Wen Xiong. But if it really comes to a point where we have to fight with all our might, that's another story. Su Lin, who returned to the cave at this time, also came to the flesh and blood of the new species. Currently, the flesh and blood of 14 new species are stored in the cave. Su Lin checked all 14 new species and found no secret bones, because the formation of secret bones not only requires massive amounts of pure energy, but also requires opportunity and luck. In the entire southern mountains, Su Lin had almost killed all the new species, and only one purple lynx had a secret bone. However, the flesh and blood of a dozen new species were enough to give Su Lin a lot of pure energy. After devouring time in the past month, Su Lin has gained a lot of evolutionary points again, and today, he is only one step away from promotion and breakthrough. With a thought in his mind, Su Lin used an evolution potion again. After waiting for the cold feeling to spread all over the wolf's body, he started eating again from the nearest silver ring giant pig. Ding! The host eats the silver ring giant pig and gains 2,845 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating a new species and gaining a 500-point evolution bonus. Ding! The host eats the silver ring giant pig and gains 2,842 evolution points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating a new species and gaining a 500-point evolution value bonus. In one sip, he gained more than hundreds of thousands of evolution points, because every time Su Lin eats now, he can tear hundreds of kilograms of flesh and blood into his abdomen in one bite. Hundreds of kilograms of flesh and blood will have hundreds of evolution value prompts. The flesh and blood of new species that Su Lin had eaten before were purple lynx, thundering aquila, and golden striped lemmings. But this is the first time for this new species that has been on the diet of humans and various animals all year round. I have to say that the taste is much more delicious than that of golden striped lemmings and crazy thundering eagles. The flesh and blood of the silver ring giant pig is smooth and full, and the juices overflow in your mouth after one bite. Even though the silver ring giant pig has a lot of fat, it is fat but not greasy. On the contrary, this fat meat is more delicious for the taste buds of the wolf tribe. In Su Lin's mind, the previous food classification was once again added to a new level. The flesh and blood of new species such as silver ring giant pigs, steppe bison, and large reindeer are the new grades added, and they are also the highest grade, because the flesh and blood of these new species taste really delicious. Stimulated by the delicious flesh and blood, Su Lin also had a great appetite and started eating hungrily. While eating, gray message prompts kept flashing in front of me. After Su Lin evolved many times and grew in size, his appetite also expanded rapidly. Nowadays, it is normal to eat 7 to 8,000 kilograms in one meal. He ate very quickly, and within a short time, he was already 7 to 80% full. The extremely fragrant flesh and blood of this silver ring giant pig also provided Su Lin with more than 20 million evolutionary points. This huge amount of evolutionary value allowed him to finally break through the threshold for promotion. The huge chi and blood values began to circulate on their own, and the muscles, meridians, bones and cells in the body were all excitedly waiting for the arrival of the mysterious evolutionary energy. Soon, within a few seconds, huge evolutionary energy came again. Su Lin is becoming more and more familiar with this mysterious energy. This mysterious energy is similar to the mysterious power between heaven and earth. It's just that this mysterious evolutionary energy is obviously more advanced than the mysterious power between heaven and earth. Now, as Su Lin's senses become stronger and stronger, he can clearly sense that from the moment the mysterious evolutionary energy arrives, the mysterious power within 10 miles around him suddenly dissipates. But apart from being able to sense this, Su Lin could no longer sense anything else. At this time, under this huge evolutionary energy, the limbs and bones of Su Lin's wolf body were strengthening at an extremely rapid speed. He began to absorb this mysterious energy with concentrated greed. The silver hair all over Su Lin's body showed a faint silver glow in the dim light of the cave. The claws and fangs also evolved again. The claw spines popped out of the hair and evolved to a height of 2.78 meters. The fangs are also thicker and sharper. Although the fangs are only more than 1 meter long, their lethality and explosive power are far greater than those of claws. In addition, limbs, bones, internal organs, etc. are also being subtly enhanced through evolutionary capabilities. As the level gets higher and higher, the energy of mysterious evolution becomes larger and lasts longer. This time it lasted for several hours, from sun-high to sunset. Silver-ringed vipers, white butterflies, black rats, and a bunch of other wolf-like beasts under their command all quietly entered the cave after finishing their respective tasks. But after entering the cave, facing the Wolf King with a unique aura, they did not dare to approach and only dared to guard at the edge of the cave. They are all the strange beasts that stand in the first echelon of combat power in the southern mountains. Naturally, they have also experienced the supreme grace of the Wolf King killing the 14 king beasts alone. So for the Wolf King, there are a deep-seated fear. Among this group of alien beast guards, another 2 hours passed, and only after entering the dark night did Su Lin finish absorbing the mysterious evolutionary energy. After absorbing it, the aura rising all over Su Lin's body became even more powerful. The pair of pale blue wolf eyes were shining with a soul-catching light as they opened and closed, and the wolf's body reached the point of approaching 50 meters. The aura emanating from it permeates and spreads wantonly. The entire southern mountain range, with a radius of hundreds of miles, is feeling the Wolf King's aura that has become stronger again. The fear in the eyes of many strange beasts is even stronger. The silver-ringed viper, white butterfly, and black rat, which were the closest and felt the deepest, all stayed quietly at the edge of the cave, not daring to make the slightest sound. At this time, as the fascinating light in Su Linlang's eyes gradually dissipated, and the aura on his body became calm again, the promoted attribute panel appeared in front of him. Name, Su Lin. Species, New Howling Moon Silver Wolf. Gene level, E. Level 29. Chi and blood. Stamina, 2730 strength, 2500 defense, 2460 speed, 4100 additional attribute points, 190 evolution essence. 8. Talents, stealth, judgment, hunting, healing, serious roaring moon, bright protection, soul link. Secret techniques, Jingxiuan, Elegy of the Soul. With Su Lin's promotion this time, his strength has increased a lot again. His health value is not far away from the 40,000 mark. I believe it won't be long before it officially breaks through to 40,000. The powerful vitality and blood value have greatly improved his ability to endure bloody battles, and his resistance to injuries. With such a powerful vitality value, combined with the defensive power of his hair and flesh, and his incredible healing talent, it was almost impossible for any attack to kill Su Lin unless the attack is strong enough to completely destroy him in an instant. However, Su Lin has never encountered this kind of power, and even the existence of this kind of power is doubtful. The extra attribute value obtained by this upgrade was still added to the speed by Su Lin. The speed value soared to 4,290, and he ran at full speed, exceeding 2,000 meters per second. Even without using the original power and hunting talent, the speed of flying exceeds many of the top fighters in mankind. As the speed became faster and faster, Su Lin's understanding of Jinghong Gap became deeper and deeper, and he had already vaguely touched the threshold of the so-called space law. The power of the Jinghong Gap secret technique is increasing as Su Lin's understanding deepens. At this time, after breaking through, Su Lin scanned his attribute panel, feeling the powerful and terrifying power in the wolf's body, and let out a sigh of relief. There are still several new species of flesh and blood in the cave that have never been eaten before. If they continue to eat for a month, they will be able to break through to level 30 when the wolves gather in March. After breaking through to level 30, Su Lin truly has the same strength attributes as the giant squid back then. However, with the update of the mutated creature danger index list some time ago, Su Lin didn't know whether the 4th ranked king squid was the one he had encountered before. If that were true, the strength of that giant squid would have been greatly improved a long time ago. After all, these few years have been a feast of evolution, and all species are trying their best to evolve at full speed. If we meet the giant squid again in the future, there will be an unprecedented showdown that shakes the sea. Su Lin also wanted to test the strength of the being who once forced him into a desperate situation and nearly died. In this thought, Su Lin then glanced at the silver-ringed vipers, white butterflies, black rats and other strange beasts guarding the edge of the cave, and with a mental wave, He signaled them to go outside the cave guard because Su Lin still has a limit-breaking serum that has not been used, and it is a somatic limit-breaking serum. The talent-type limit-breaking serum has a cold energy that can freeze the entire cave, so Su Lin is not sure how much movement the body-type limit-breaking serum will have, letting exotic animals such as silver-ringed vipers, white butterflies, and black rats out just in case. After the silver-ringed viper, white butterfly, black rat and other strange beasts walked out of the cave, Su Lin left several spiritual marks at the entrance of the cave to seal it. At the same time, he took out the somatic limit-breaking serum with a thought. Ding! Do you want to use the limit-breaking serum? A gray message appeared in front of his eyes. After his promotion and breakthrough, Su Lin was in peak condition. He used the body-type limit-breaking serum without any hesitation. After using the limit-breaking serum, Su Lin had already been mentally prepared, but the sudden appearance of hot air inside the wolf's body still made his wolf eyes widen a lot, because the scorching air current and the talent-like limit-breaking serum are two different extremes, and this scorching airflow is several times, or even 10 times hotter than the scalding energy of the strengthening serum. If Su Lin was originally born in the Arctic ice field, and his original power had a strong icy aura, he would be able to resist the limit-breaking serum of the talented type, but this body-type limit-breaking serum, the scorching air current, is too strong. This made Su Lin no longer able to lie quietly on the spot. When he stood up, the hot air was sprayed out from his nostrils and the wolf's mouth. In order to dissipate the heat that seemed to be burning in his body, he began to work frantically without sacrificing his physical strength, developed huge vitality and healing talent. During the operation, white gas began to rise from Su Lin's entire wolf body, and at the same time, almost the entire cave was enveloped by the spreading temperature. Even the temperature quickly climbed to hundreds of degrees, and it has not stopped yet, and is still climbing towards higher temperatures. It didn't take long for the temperature to spread along the cave walls and spiritual imprints. The species such as silver-ringed vipers, white butterflies, and black rats guarding the outside of the cave all felt the scorching temperature. Although this temperature will not burn them, it can already make them feel hot, and even through the thick stone wall and such a long distance, such a hot temperature can be emitted. Can you imagine what kind of temperature is inside the cave? But without the Wolf King's order, they could just wander around the edge of the cave, not daring to take a step into the cave. At this time, under this fierce hot airflow, Su Lin in the cave was in pain so much that his whole body almost went crazy. This body-type limit-breaking serum is too painful. Not only is it painful, but under the scorching airflow, the wolf body that was originally full of explosive power also becomes weak. Su Lin just stood up and circulated his energy, blood and healing talent. It's the limit. This intense burning sensation lasted for about half an hour before all the hot airflow surged from the wolf's limbs to the fangs in Su Lin Wolf's mouth. The fangs are originally the strongest attack of the wolf clan. Once the limit is exceeded, Su Lin will definitely have another trump card, but the fangs and the extreme pain around him left Su Lin with no time to rejoice. He could only concentrate on resisting the pain with his strong willpower. And in this extreme pain, in the burning of the hot air, and in the passage of time, the fangs and surrounding muscles, bones, cells, etc. are undergoing subtle changes. Whether it is a talent-type limit-breaking serum or a body-type limit-breaking serum, they last for a very long time. In the cave, Su Lin endured the scorching heat for an unknown amount of time. There was no light in the cave. It was completely dark. The entire cave is now filled with temperatures that have reached thousands of degrees Celsius. Many of the tenaciously surviving flowers, plants and microorganisms in the cave have been burned to ashes at this temperature. Su Lin, who had been holding on hard at this time, could feel his tyrannical willpower. Under this extreme pain and the feeling of weakness, he began to retreat little by little. I can't hold it any longer. Su Lin's will, which had undergone 2 genetic transformations and dozens of strengthening serum tests, was already a little unbearable. You can imagine how intense the pain was. Fortunately, just when Su Lin's willpower was about to completely collapse, the pain on his fangs finally began to subside. Most of that scorching airflow was also absorbed unconsciously. This gave Su Lin's willpower some breathing space. Next, after about an hour of this debilitating pain, the hot airflow was completely absorbed. After completely absorbing the scorching airflow, Su Lin's wolf eyes gradually regained their clarity. The pain from the limit-breaking serum just now almost overwhelmed his willpower. It wasn't that Su Lin's willpower had become weak. It was just that the pain from the searing air was too strong and lasted too long. Coupled with the feeling of helplessness from the wolf body, this pain is even more intensified. At this time, just when Su Lin's consciousness returned to clarity, 2 gray message prompts appeared in front of him. Congratulations to Fang for successfully breaking the limit. Congratulations on successfully breaking the limit of the limit-breaking serum, body. The blood value is plus 3000 and the strength is plus 300. After seeing this gray message, Su Lin felt that the pain was not in vain. Adding another 3000 to the blood value will completely break through the 40,000 barrier. Adding 300 to the strength value is equivalent to increasing Su Lin's peak attack power by more than 1/10, which makes Su Lin's explosive power even more powerful. In many cases, the more strength you have, the more chance of winning. In addition, after the fangs successfully broke through the limit, Su Lin could clearly feel that the sharpness of the fangs had become several levels higher. Ouch! Su Lin let out a long roar and fully exposed his fangs. The white fangs flashed with cold light even in the dark cave. Even with all his energy, the fangs changed. They were originally just fangs that shone with a faint light, and the tips of the teeth showed traces of red blood. At the same time, they brought out an extremely ancient, bloodthirsty and cruel spirit breath. It was as if at this moment, Su Lin truly transformed into a giant beast from ancient prehistory. Moreover, the desire to bite and devour is also extremely strong, and this desire is impacting Su Lin's consciousness. This made Su Lin quickly regain his mind, and the fangs became normal again. It can be seen that after successfully breaking the limit this time, the fangs have definitely undergone earth-shaking changes. Once activated with all the heart, its lethality is far greater than before. This made Su Lin extremely satisfied. Next, after testing the fangs after breaking the limit several times, Su Lin got up and went to the flesh and blood of the new species again. Generally speaking, heterogeneous flesh and blood can be kept fresh regardless of the environment and temperature, not to mention new species. However, due to the use of somatic limit-breaking serum, the temperature in the cave once reached over 1000 degrees Celsius. Therefore, even the flesh and blood of these new species were baked out of a lot of gravy and grease, and many were even directly burned. Roasted. The aroma of barbecue hit my face immediately. In addition, Su Lin had been running his blood and healing talent for a long time, which consumed a lot of his physical strength. So after smelling the fragrance, his appetite was stimulated again and he started to devour. Among them, the flesh and blood of silver-ringed giant pig, patterned reindeer, and white-feathered wind eagle are still the most delicious in barbecue. While eating, gray message prompts popped up in front of me again. Because the new species barbecue was too sweet, Su Lin devoured 13,000 to 4,000 kilograms in one breath this time, and at the same time gained tens of millions of evolutionary points again. After finishing eating, several rounds of the silver moon behind Su Lin flashed pale silver fluorescence. At present, most of the thousands of tons of flesh and blood of new species have had their cell structures destroyed by high temperatures of thousands of degrees Celsius. In order to prevent deterioration, Su Lin also left several sources of original power to freeze. After doing this, he unlocked the spiritual mark at the entrance of the cave, allowing all the heat in the cave to dissipate as quickly as possible. And he himself tore off a piece of roasted flesh that weighed thousands of kilograms from the silver-ringed giant pig, and walked out of the cave. When I walked out of the cave, I found that the sun was already high in the sky again, and the bright sunlight shone on the entire southern mountain range. It can be seen that this promotion breakthrough, and the use of the limit-breaking serum took a full day and night. For the group of strange beasts still guarding respectfully outside the cave, he directly threw the flesh and blood in front of them. After guarding for a day and a night, he deserves some reward. The roasted flesh and blood of the new species smells fragrant. This made the silver-ringed viper, black rat, white butterfly, etc., express their gratitude to the wolf king while salivating. Even a species like the white butterfly, which has no saliva, flaps its wings extremely fast. Next, after Su Lin turned around and left, several tyrannical beasts swarmed towards the roasted silver-ringed giant pig flesh. During this period, there was naturally competition and fighting for food, but Su Lin didn't care, because it was always like this among wolves. The strong have a full stomach, while the weak have leftovers. If you want to get more food and better treatment, you can only become stronger. At this time, while these strange beasts were competing for food, he was also walking towards the surviving king-level strange tree in the southern mountains. When Su Lin killed 14 king-level beasts last time, he naturally noticed the king-level cedar. However, the king-level cedar tree was very aware of current affairs, and immediately expressed its surrender to Su Lin, and promised to give him 200 to 300 pine cones and branches every once in a while as a reward for his protection. The king-level cedar was injured last time due to the aftermath of the battle, but Su Lin did not take it away immediately. Now 2 months have gone by in the blink of an eye, and I think king-level cedar's injuries should have recovered. Mutated creatures such as exotic trees, exotic flowers, and exotic grasses often contain more surging pure energy than exotic beasts of the same level. Last time, the branches and main body of the black-blooded Cuscuta gave Su Lin a huge amount of pure energy and evolutionary value. Moreover, exotic trees, exotic flowers, exotic herbs, etc., also have the effect of accelerating genetic transformation, so this time Su Lin hopes that the king-level cedar pine cones will not let him down. I also hope that after devouring the cedar pine cones and the inventory of exotic herbs and trees in the cave, I can touch the threshold of the third genetic transformation. Just when Su Lin was thinking this, he arrived at the location of the king-level cedar tree in a short time. The king-level cedar is more than 200 meters high and is unique among the southern mountains. After sensing Su Lin's arrival, the huge trees shook to welcome him. Then, without waiting for Su Lin's signal, plump pine cones fell off the branches one by one. When the pine cones fall off, the cedar will split several branches on its own, but these branches will split slowly. However, Su Lin did not urge him. He just stood on a huge rock and waited while looking at and examining the territory of the southern mountains. While looking out, time is passing quietly. Just as time passed, on the Siberian plain outside the southern mountains, the wolves that Su Lin pulled out with one hand are setting off large-scale group battles with extremely shocking visuals. The wolf pack has been gathering since a month ago. Although it is just a gathering of various ethnic groups, it is definitely an unparalleled force in the Siberian plain. For example, the wolf pack currently led by the one-eyed wolf defeated 3 alien beast alliances after gathering together. The number of wolves under his command has expanded 2 or 3 times in the past month, and there are already more than 40,000 wolves. There are more than 40,000 wolves, and there are 7 to 8,000 heterogeneous wolves among them. You can imagine what a vast scene it would be for such a huge wolf pack to run wild on the Siberian plains. After this month of fighting, the one-eyed wolf has improved a lot in strength, and even conquered 3 wolf kings of a large pack, who once roared proudly on the Siberian plains. The strength of these 3 wolf kings are all at level 26 or 7. This kind of strength is actually slightly stronger than the one-eyed wolf, but it lacks the ferocity and murderousness of the one-eyed wolf, let alone the ruthlessness of the one-eyed wolf when leading the wolves under his command. It can be said that in order to win, the one-eyed wolf would not hesitate to sacrifice thousands of lives of his wolves. Now in this month-long battle, the one-eyed wolf has led the wolf pack to hunt down 5 near king-level beasts, and a true king beast again. The pure energy of the flesh and blood of these alien beasts has also become the catalyst for the wolf pack's rapid growth and strength. At present, the power of the one-eyed wolf has become an extremely prominent presence among the wolves, but the one that really stands out the most is Arctic Yanu. None of the members of the entire wolf pack could have imagined that Arctic Yanu, who has always been a good-natured person among the wolves, does not fight for anything. In this hunt, the ferocious ferocity and murderousness displayed were even worse than those of all the members. If you don't surrender, you will die. Arctic Yanu will carry out this instruction of the Wolf King to the letter. All the birds that I see will die if they don't surrender. Even if he kills until the sky is stained with blood, he will not hesitate. Due to the rapid expansion of the population of the Arctic Tern's flying birds, in order to frighten these new members, and not have any thoughts that they shouldn't have, Arctic Yanu has used the most brutal methods of killing many times. Tear it alive, skinned alive, dismember the body. They even mobilized a field regiment from the human tribe to carry out various cruel punishments. How come it's so cruel? This approach overturned Arctic Yan's previous image among wolves. Too cruel. Due to the unparalleled ruthlessness of the Arctic Terns, and their uncompromising execution of the Wolf King's instructions, the flying bird family is the most impressive among the entire wolf pack, both in terms of number expansion and hunting results. At present, the flying bird family has transformed from more than 8,000 birds at the beginning to more than 800,000. Yes, more than 800,000, not including those who died in battle. More than 800,000 flying birds, united in obeying Arctic Yan's orders, swarmed around, and the entire sky seemed to be shrouded in dark clouds. Among the more than 800,000 flying birds, there are also 50,000 to 60,000 exotic birds. Even the remaining hundreds of thousands of flying birds are much more powerful than ordinary flying birds, because the weak birds had already perished in the bloody killings for 2 consecutive months. In addition, during the rapid expansion of the bird clan, Arctic Yanu also conquered a king beast that is also a bird and more than 10 near king level birds. In addition, Arctic Yanu has also made great breakthroughs in its own strength. During this period of time, he broke through 3 levels in a row, and was promoted to the peak of level 35, not far away from level 36. With such strength, coupled with the ferocity and murderousness of the Arctic Tern, it can be said that looking at the Siberian plain, there are not many species that can be the opponent of the Arctic Tern. Arctic Tern's own tyrannical combat power, coupled with the overwhelming number of birds under his command, made Redtail, the Wolf Queen, no longer dare to give orders to Arctic turtle during this period of time. Even the red-tailed nighthawks have been recalled, and they are wandering around the Arctic swallows looking for species to hunt and conquer. This has made Redtail's attitude clear, and it is obviously a signal to the nighthawk to be on guard against Arctic swallows while hunting and expanding, because the strength of Arctic Yanu and the Finyao clan led by him are too terrifying. Once you are really jealous and no longer want to surrender to the wolves, whether you are proclaiming yourself king or directly rebelling, it will definitely cause a heavy blow to the wolves. Therefore, it is impossible not to be prepared. After all, Redtail does not have the strength and confidence to dominate the world and kill everyone like the Wolf King. Now in the entire Siberian plain, as the wolf packs gather together, the other small alien beast alliances are also falling, one by one under the wolf pack's push. Currently, there are only 2 large alien beast alliances left. One-Eyed Wolf and Sander are leading their wolves and humans to trap one of the alien beast alliances. Arctic Yanu and Wenshong, leading the Bird Clan and Bear Clan, are also fighting with another alien beast alliance. Throughout the Siberian plain, most of the wolf pack's power is concentrated on these 2 battlefields. As long as they win, then the wolf pack can be said to have exceeded the mission of the Wolf King, and can truly unify the Siberian plains, and become the true uncrowned king of this area. At this time, the Redtail, the invincible tiger, the king-level bison that is completely transformed, as well as the Arctic Fox clan, Tiger clan and Bison clan under their command, they can be regarded as the backup force for the 2 battlefields. They have been relying on Arctic Fox and communication equipment to receive the battle conditions from the 2 battlefields and are ready to support at any time. During this period, in addition to the successful transformation of the king-level bison, the Red Tail and the invincible tiger also improved a lot. Red Tail reached the peak of level 30, and his spiritual power became even more vast and unparalleled. At the same time, he awakened his 5th spiritual talent, which turned out to be the Purple Lynx's natural talent Shuan. Shuan's talent is so incredible that he can cut off spiritual fragments between heaven and earth, and can sense the opponent's memory fragments, combat experience, and even talents, etc. These functions alone are equivalent to a heaven-defying talent of knowing yourself and your enemy, but Shuan's talent can also rely on burning the source of life to gather all the surrounding energy to form a huge spiritual body. So this is a talent that is truly unparalleled to the extreme. It's just that Hongwei's Shuan talent is not a natural talent that reaches the peak directly, but he needs to slowly rely on understanding and perception to be promoted bit by bit. Therefore, Shuan's talent cannot increase his combat power much for the time being, but this also highlights Hongwei's powerful potential. In addition to Red Tail, the invincible tiger was also promoted to level 39 again. The level 39 invincible tiger, with unparalleled combat power, followed Red Tail all the way and killed 3 king beasts in a row. During this period, more than 300 Siberian tigers were tamed. There are more than 300 Siberian tigers. Most of them are exotic beasts, and the tiger tribe is a natural hunting king. It has no shortcomings and is much stronger than the wolf tribe. Therefore, more than 300 Siberian tigers gathered together are more terrifying than more than 300 heterogeneous bears. Among the forces currently gathering, Hongwei is still only 3 meters tall, standing on the head of the invincible tiger, listening to the battle situation. This time on the battlefield between the 2 sides, the One-Eyed Wolf and Sander were under siege, because most of the exotic animals on the opposite side were bulky brown bears, exotic reindeer, exotic buffalo, etc. And it is based on a steep mountain with dozens of exotic trees on it, which is very easy to defend and difficult to attack. Therefore, Red Tail planned to besiege this battlefield first, and let the human tribe under Sander carry out non-stop bombing every day. After waiting for another battlefield to be solved, let the Bird Clan under the Arctic Tern rely on air superiority to capture it. Even in another battlefield, the Arctic Yanu Finyao clan was the main attacking force. After all, the total number of the Bear Clan led by Wenshong, Ice Bear, and Xiao Bai is only 3 to 4,000. This number and the Flying Bird Clan, which can easily reach nearly 1 million, are so small that they cannot be seen. Now Hongwei is determined to consume the strength of the Bird Clan under Arctic Yanu on both battlefields. As for the rest of the wolf pack, they were also ordered to continue their expansion 1-2. In this situation of ebb and flow, the strength of Arctic Yanu and his bird family cannot threaten the entire wolf pack. In fact, this is not because Hongwei's thoughts are dark. Any person in power will feel uneasy when facing a subordinate who has great achievements and possesses absolute strength. In addition, during this period, Red Tail has also been giving orders for the Arctic Fox clan to search for traces of Xiao Hui and the elite wolves, because ever since the news came back that Xiao Hui had been severely injured a month ago, Xiao Hui and the elite wolf pack had lost track. Even if Shining Star used the Siberian satellite monitoring system to search for it, they could not find it. The last trace that can be traced is near the city of Ulaanbaatar. This also means that Xiao Hui and the elite wolf tribe, faced with the pursuit of crazy king-level beasts, were forced to escape from Siberia and enter the Mongolian grassland, but it was there that the trace was completely lost. Since he was out of the scope of the Big Self, Flashing Star could only ask Minggu officials to help search for traces of Xiao Hui's mold, and revealed that Xiao Hui and his elite wolf tribe were all the confidants of the Arctic Wolf King. A person's name is like a tree's shadow, not to mention the reputation of the Arctic Wolf King. So Minggu officials have been actively cooperating with the search during this period, but so far nothing has been found. This makes Red Tail a little confused about how to explain to the Wolf King after the gathering in March. Now that Arctic Yanu and his bird clan have expanded to boundless strength, as well as the disappearance of Xiao Hui and the elite wolf clan, they have become the biggest problems plaguing Red Tail. But for these two issues, Manhwa can only take a step at a time. However, in addition to these problems, there is also something that makes it gratifying. That is, during this period, more than a dozen Arctic silver foxes have emerged again among the Arctic fox family. This greatly enhanced the strength of its subordinates. Counting the previous flashing stars, moon foxes, charming foxes, golden crystal foxes, hidden foxes, etc., the number of Arctic silver foxes has officially exceeded 20. Among them, apart from himself, Mihu is the most powerful. The potential for growth is unparalleled. On the one hand, she serves as a sounding tube to regulate the major tribes. On the other hand, she has experienced countless life and death battles in various battlefields. Relying on his spiritual soul power and spiritual talents, he killed hundreds of strange beasts. The strongest among them include 3 nearly king-level beasts. The talent of charm has no disadvantages. Even just a few days ago, the charming fox, which was only at level 26 with strength attributes, relied on its charm talent to capture a king beast. This record makes Mihu a real rising star among the wolves. As long as he does not perish, his achievements and strength will be limitless in the future. Manhwa did not take Mihu with him to protect him, because without the training on the front line, even if Mihu has incredible growth potential, it will be stranded. And this time Mihu took the initiative to go to the battlefield where Yanu and Wenxiong were in the Arctic, which was currently the most intense battlefield among the wolves. Many alien species die every day. It is conceivable how powerful the alien beast alliance is, which even the Arctic terns, which has nearly 1 million birds, cannot conquer in a short time. Even the news came back recently that even Wenxiong was seriously injured. So the fight there was very fierce. Mihu went to practice, but Red Tail didn't stop him. In addition, the fox is also asked to be on guard against the Arctic terns. If it senses that the Arctic terns are really doing something bad, they can take a preemptive strike. The charming fox with the hidden talent, coupled with the charm talent, that can capture the king beast, has a high chance of causing heavy damage to the Arctic Yanu if he takes the initiative. At this time, when Red Tail, as the Wolf Queen, was centrally dispatching and commanding the entire wolf pack, the ultimate battle between wolves and Siberian mutant creatures once again attracted the attention of many people. Even with the threat of 100 days of doomsday, most humans are busy building underground safety facilities and planning for post-disaster order. But such a large-scale decisive battle between mutant creatures still made many people pay attention despite their busy schedules. In fact, apart from these busy humans, there are also some people who are doing nothing and lying flat. These people gave up struggling and gave up on life and death. They squandered all the hard-earned alliance coins and lived a life of drinking and drunkenness. They had already made plans to die in the doomsday, because in the years since the great changes in the world, human beings have experienced too many hardships. The trials and tribulations one after another hit Evrion's heartstrings every time. I don't know how many relatives and friends died in the turmoil, coupled with the emergence of rumors about the end of the world in 100 days. Many people's psychological defenses were completely broken. Many people gave up on themselves and no longer had any confidence. However, they still have some fond feelings for this wolf pack that came out of the Arctic ice sheet, because this is the only group of alien wolves that has not shown any malice or murderous intent towards humans after the great changes in the world. He also formed an alliance with Big Self and achieved great results in the Siberian plains fighting against mutant creatures. For this wolf pack, even these humans who have lost confidence have no harsh words to say. After reading the information on the internet about the wolf pack's final battle in Siberia, everyone started to comment, "Come on, no matter what, I hope the Arctic wolves win. After all, they are the only group of alien beasts willing to ally with humans. However, according to the analysis of many experts who specialize in studying alien beasts, the Arctic wolves are likely to fall apart after completely conquering this ultimate battle, because with the disorderly expansion of wolf packs, the strength of many of them has increased rapidly. There is a vague prelude to listening to the tune but not the propaganda. You have to know that even in human society, once someone has a heavy army, they will have a rebellious mind, not to mention the alien tribe that competes more nakedly and cruelly. The Arctic Wolf King single-handedly killed the 14 king beasts, and his strength is almost monstrous. Who dares to rebel? Are you willing to die? But among the wolves, the giant Arctic swallow with a red head and black back is also at the top of the list in terms of lethality and combat power. It has been ranked in the top 300 by the Science Alliance, and it also has air superiority, once leading the pack into the sky and heading elsewhere. Where will the Arctic Wolf King come from to pursue him? Hey, these big things have nothing to do with us little people. In fact, I think that no matter what, it would be good to join the wolf pack and experience a new life before dying. I heard that the human part of the wolf pack is expanding rapidly. After 2 months of observation, the wolf pack is a group of alien beasts with clear rewards and punishments, similar to a military system. The wolf pack is still in a period of rapid expansion. Once you enter, you may not be able to really make a breakthrough, but the premise is that you can really make a breakthrough. Be prepared to eat your hair and drink your blood, and not be afraid of life and death, otherwise it has been observed that this wolf pack will not accept waste. Among people's comments, many humans who were indifferent about life and death also decided to join the wolf pack. It just so happened that Sander, Vincent, etc. It is also expanding in scale. Human beings who come to join will be included in the wolf pack, as long as they can endure hardships and stand hard work, and can skillfully operate technological weapons. But when they enter a wolf pack, these humans all feel the cruel competition in the wolf pack. Even the food needs to be defended by oneself, with fists and life, otherwise it will be snatched away by other people and other ethnic groups. But in the same way, there are not so many mundane restrictions and rules among the wolves. As long as they are strong enough, they can almost do whatever they want. This makes people who never wanted to live feel like they have found where they belong. Anyway, we have put life and death aside. Why not live a free and easy life here? Therefore, when training and hunting, these new members behaved more recklessly and fiercely than the old members. With these newly added humans, the strength of the humans under Sander's command has also increased rapidly. At this time, the rapidly growing strength of the Arctic wolves was also noticed by all parties. After a comprehensive evaluation by the Science Alliance and all parties, the Arctic wolves were once again raised 5 rankings, reaching the 12th place in the pack list. Ranking ahead of the gray wolves in North America, it has become the true #1 wolf group in the world. Even the Science Alliance has publicly stated that once the Arctic wolves truly dominate the Siberian plain, after a period of recuperation, the overall strength of the group will directly rank among the top 10 in the group list. This statement by the Science Alliance once again caused a lot of waves. After all, the top 10 on the ethnic group list are all ethnic groups that are more monstrous than the next. If the Arctic wolves can receive such recognition, can you imagine how far their strength has expanded during this period? Moreover, the Science Alliance has also updated the ethnic group list again this time, with detailed notes on the strength of each ethnic group. This caused many people to browse the ethnic group list again. Ranking of global ethnic groups. First place, the group of snakes under the command of the bloodthirsty python, with a comprehensive index of 10 stars and the highest combat power of the bloodthirsty python. According to current detailed statistics, the number of snakes has reached hundreds of millions, and among them there are millions of exotic snakes. During this period, the surviving forces of India once again launched the remaining few hundred nuclear weapons at the snakes. Although it caused a lot of damage, the nuclear radiation also caused many exotic snakes to mutate and evolve faster. At present, there are more than 100 king beasts recorded on the Alien Beast Danger Index list among the alien beasts and snakes under the bloodthirsty python. India has become a restricted area for humans, and all the expedition team died. Various signal receivers have been almost destroyed, and satellite monitoring can only capture intermittent images, so there should be many undetected king beasts in the snake group. And the most important thing is that the snakes no longer simply slaughter the Indian humans, but actually raise the Indian humans like pigs, horses, cattle and sheep, allowing them to reproduce to maintain the longevity of food. Therefore, the bloodthirsty python and its snakes are the real life and death enemies of mankind. Second place, Theological Alliance, 10-star comprehensive index, highest combat power and rapid golden withering. The Theological Alliance currently has hundreds of millions of humans, including many powerful new humans and top people in various industries. It also has the help of many terrifying and strange beasts, and it is extremely powerful. The God Servant project was launched some time ago, and tens of thousands of humans have been converted into God servants. It has been discovered that the lower servant of God has the strength to rival monster-level mutant creatures, and the upper servant of God can rival king-level creatures. The third is the giant tree group in the tropical rainforest, with a comprehensive index of 9.5 stars, and the highest combat power of the human skin giant tree. Countless species in the tropical rainforest have become nutrients for these giant tree groups to grow. The fourth is the deep sea group of cold-blooded megalodons, with a comprehensive index of 9.5 stars, and the highest combat power of the cold-blooded megalodons. Through deep-sea detectors, it was discovered that the cold-blooded megalodon was not only expanding the shark family, but whales, swallowing eels, and other ferocious beasts in the deep sea were also expanding their range. So after an agreement, the shark group was officially renamed the Deep Sea Group. At present, the Deep Sea Group has hundreds of thousands of members, and the individual strength is extremely powerful. The fifth is the Antarctic Zerg, with a comprehensive index of 9.5 stars, and the highest combat power is the Antarctic giant worm. Dozens of large insect nests and hundreds of small insect nests are located in Antarctica. The ever-growing Zerg race has turned it into a paradise for the Zerg race, and it has also become a completely forbidden land for humans, no less than the Indian country. Among them, the Zerg race swarmed down, and even the king-level beasts would be chewed into white bones. The sixth is the evil Mandalus Sea of Flowers, with a comprehensive index of 9 stars and the highest combat power of the evil Mandala. At present, the Sea of Flowers has expanded to more than 800 miles. The Dragon Kingdom organized many encirclement and suppression campaigns. The elite soldiers suffered numerous casualties, but in the end they returned without success. The seventh is a strange group of people in the secret realm of Tanchu and Chongbai Mountain, with a comprehensive index of 9 stars and the Tancha monster, with the highest combat power. The strange ethnic groups in Tancha secret realm are very mysterious. They come and go without a trace, like ghosts. The eighth is the terrifying spider group, located in Wizhou, with a comprehensive index of 9 stars. The giant demon spider with the highest combat power ranks 15th on the mutant creature danger index list, and has 1 foot on the threshold of world-destroying alien beasts. The terrifying spider swarm has millions of spiders, many of which are huge poisonous spiders. The spider webs weaved can silently hunt down extremely powerful beings. The ninth is the red fire ant colony, which is also ranked in Wizhou and has 9 stars in the comprehensive index. The highest combat power is the red fire ant general, ranking 183 on the mutant creature danger index list of ant colony. The number is comparable to that of the Antarctic Zerg. So far, no queen has been found, so the strength of the leader of the ant colony is still a mystery in the eyes of all forces. The 10th is the swarm of undead cockroaches, the 21st purple-blooded cockroach among the equatorial countries, with 9 stars in the comprehensive index, and the highest combat power mutant biological danger index. Cockroach swarms can survive in any environment and their vitality is shocking. The 11th is the African elephant group, with a comprehensive index of 9 stars and the highest combat power being the 17th African elephant king on the list of mutant biological danger index. This herd of elephants emerged from nowhere. They were hunted by the African Union and the lions to the point where they were barely surviving. But just when they were about to die, they rose up like a god's help. At present, the African elephant herd has gathered more than 10,000 elephant tribes. After the great changes in the world, the size of the elephant tribe has also become even larger. The leader, the African elephant king, has a body size of over 200 meters. In addition to speed, his defense, strength, and endurance surpass those of world-destroying beasts. After choosing to continue cooperation, I also prepared detailed information about the ghost cat demons near the capital, and prepared to be sent to the wolves. These 2 ghost cat monsters have been bothering me for a long time, and they are the most troublesome beasts in the territory of Russia, and it has an extremely weird invisibility talent. It can appear and disappear like a ghost, and its combat power is also extremely powerful. Each one has the ultimate king-level strength. There have been many killings near the capital of our country. Not only do they hunt mutant creatures, but they also hunt powerful new humans. Teams formed by strong new humans at every turn become their food. Therefore, so far, the new humans in the capital rely on airplanes and meshes to travel, and few dare to travel by land. It was only during this time that the ghost cat demon became bold enough to enter the capital to hunt. you must know that our country has the strongest protective power. There are now more than 80 perfect level mecha warriors, an increase of 10 times compared with before. I also applied for 2 ultimate mechas from the Science Alliance. Those who were the ultimate mecha are also the strongest genetically modified warriors. With the powerful combination, the combat power that the ultimate mecha warrior can unleash is absolutely astonishing. It's just that the ghost cat demon is so elusive that it can't be detected simply by relying on technological means such as radar. Perhaps only the powerful senses and intuition of the alien beasts can work. So he passed the information about the ghost cat demon and his request for help to the wolves. If the Wolf King comes to the capital at some time, he will naturally be able to kill 2 cat monsters easily. If the Wolf King doesn't come, 2 powerful king beasts will come to help. In addition to these 2 ghost cat monsters, Dewo's official power was not idle during this period, and also took action to suppress many mutant creatures. At present, most of the remaining king beasts and mutant creatures have been killed by official forces. It can be said that as long as the wolves completely wipe out the mutant creatures in Siberia, and then get rid of these 2 ghost cat monsters, then I will be the first force to completely wipe out the mutant creatures. At that time, the Great Self will truly be in peace and prosperity, and the order before the great change of heaven and earth will be restored. Even if the so-called doomsday era comes, there will be no scarcity of mutant creatures, and the pressure to deal with will be much less. In his longing for a better future, Donaldson is also discussing with the Supreme Commander what kind of reward should be given to the wolves. After all, the original agreement was to hunt mutant creatures, and the Big Self would pay the wolves corresponding rewards. It's just that now the wolves have killed more than 30 king beasts, 2 to 3,000 evil-level mutant creatures, and tens of thousands of other strange beasts. With such hunting results, they don't know what to give as reward. During the discussions between Donaldson and the Supreme Commander, time also passed quietly. At this time, Su Lin from the southern mountains had returned to the cave with 6 branches of a king-level cedar and more than 500 pine cones. Along the way, we also collected the fruits and roots of other exotic flowers, trees, and herbs. There are now more than 10 different types of strange plants placed in the cave. When Su Lin looked at these strange plants, there was also some joy in his blue wolf eyes. These strange plants contain pure and surging energy, which is bound to bring him a lot of evolutionary value. At the same time, it will also speed up Su Lin's genetic transformation. The powerful genes of various species brought about by the second genetic transformation have become extremely abnormal, leaving Su Lin with almost no shortcomings. Therefore, he has long been prepared to wait and see for the third genetic transformation. I hope so many exotic plants will not disappoint me. Su Lin looked at these strange plants in front of him, suppressed the excitement in his heart, and did not eat immediately. Prepare to wait for the flesh and blood of the new species in your body to be digested, and the feeling of satiety subsides before talking. Next, in the dark night, Su Lin also silently turned around the talent of soul reaching, and his mind sank into the talent. He wanted to use the vision of the king-level bison to see how the wolves' expedition in the Siberian plains during this period was going. In 1 month, it will be March. I think the wolf pack should have expanded a lot. After sinking his mind into the soul-linking talent, the dark cave became very quiet, and only Su Lin's gentle breathing sounded rhythmically in the cave. Time flies so fast, and days fly by in the blink of an eye. In these few days, Su Lin also adjusted his physical and mental state to the peak again, full of energy and clear consciousness. The physical strength damaged by the limit-breaking serum a few days ago has been fully recovered. Now is the best time to take these exotic flowers and herbs, as well as the plant elves warmly maintained in the original space. The more warm and nourished you are, the more you can feel the vast energy and essence of the grass and trees contained in the elves of the grass and trees. I think once it is absorbed, it will definitely achieve an unprecedented improvement. It's just that this plant spirit, which contains vast energy and plant essence, Su Lin plans to use to attack the third genetic barrier. Because of his previous 2 experiences, Su Lin knew that every time he wanted to break through the genetic barrier, he needed an opportunity and vast energy. The first time the genetic barrier was the weakest, it was broken with 3 different flowered iceberg lotus plants. The second time the genetic barrier became thicker. Even after devouring the flesh and blood of many new species, it was not broken open. It was finally broken open by the opportunity brought by the successful strengthening of the wolf body. For the third genetic barrier, Su Lin planned to use this plant elf to try it out. In this thought, he did not hesitate too much. After using an evolution potion, he took the lead in taking out more than 10 kinds of strange plants stored in the cave to devour them. The first one is a jet black poisonous solitary tree, that is 2 to 3 meters tall. This jet black poisonous orphan has level 30 and contains enough toxins to knock down new species. Therefore, after growing up in the southern mountains for a long time, even though there is extremely pure energy in the body, there is still no strange beast to swallow it. But the last time Su Lin killed the 14 king beasts, his foundation was damaged by the energy aftermath, and he was collected and brought back to the cave. Otherwise, Su Lin would not want to devour the exotic flowers and herbs that still had growth potential. At this time, Su Lin's wolf mouth directly swallowed 2 to 3 meters of ink black poisonous goo in 2 or 3 mouthfuls. The venom on the jet black poison orphan had no effect at all on Su Lin, who was immune to all poisons. While chewing, the healing talent that was activated evaporated into black gas and floated in the air. After a while, it was swallowed into the stomach and turned into billowing energy and evolutionary values under the mysterious power of devouring. A gray message prompt also popped up in front of me. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the heterogeneous fungus black poison and gaining 60 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the heterogeneous fungus black poison and gaining 59 evolutionary essences. Su Lin directly swallowed an entire black poisonous orphan plant and naturally received more than one evolution value hint. Dozens of messages of evolutionary values flashed before his eyes. A single black poisonous orphan that had not evolved into a new species directly provided Su Lin with thousands of evolutionary essences in one breath. At the same time, the genetic fragments of this black poisonous orphan were also turned into fuel to accelerate Su Lin's genetic transformation. The speed caused Su Lin's wolf eyes to flash with a soul-catching light. Under the temptation of huge evolutionary values and genetic transformation, Su Lin could no longer restrain his desire to eat and continued to eat the remaining strange plants. The second one is an exotic spruce tree. In order to obtain the maximum evolutionary value this time, Su Lin directly selected the most essential parts of the spruce tree to devour them. As for the remaining spruce branches, they can be rewarded to the wolves under his command in the future. While eating at this time, the gray evolution value prompt flashed in front of Su Lin's eyes. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the spruce tree and obtaining 90 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating the spruce tree and obtaining 89 evolutionary essences. While eating, time passes quietly. Su Lin couldn't eat all of these more than 10 strange plants in one day. For the next few days, he spent the next few days silently eating and digesting the pure energy and genetic fragments in these strange plants in the cave. While eating, Su Lin's evolutionary value was rapidly accumulating, and the speed of genetic transformation was also accelerating. This feeling of becoming stronger made him feel relieved from the bottom of his heart. During this period, the strength of the silver-ringed viper, black rat, white butterfly and other exotic beasts, as well as the species under his command, was steadily increasing by devouring a large amount of pure blood and flesh allocated by Su Lin. The silver-ringed viper had a strength attribute of level 37 3 months ago. Every new species that survives in the southern mountains has experienced many brutal battles, so the accumulation is enough to be promoted again. During this period, by eating the flesh and blood of the new species assigned by the Wolf King, he was promoted to the peak of level 37, and level 38 is just around the corner. The level 35 black rat has reached level 36. It was originally only 15 or 16 meters tall, but its size has grown a lot again, reaching 17 or 18 meters. The black rat's combat power is considered to be moderately weak among new species. However, he is very aware of current affairs, and is the first king beast to submit to Su Lin. Black rat has a very strong hiding ability, and also has one major healing talent and 2 major auxiliary talents. Especially the Holy Light Blessing talent, which is only a plus level, can increase the comprehensive attributes of several members. At the same time, the recovery ability in battle is greatly accelerated, and it also has the effect of weakening poison attacks and curse attacks. In the tests some time ago, when the Holy Light Blessing talent was added to Su Lin alone, even Su Lin's comprehensive attributes could be increased by 20%. Su Lin is much stronger than Black Rat, with only a 20% increase. You can also see the unnatural nature of this talent. You must know that when the Flying Squirrel King Beast had 3 major curse talents, it only reduced Su Lin's strength by 20 to 30%. Strange beasts like black rats and flying squirrels with auxiliary and curse talents do not rule the roost with their strength. In a battle of the same level, having one more assistant like this can often influence the outcome of the battle. Another auxiliary talent of Black Rat is the group auxiliary talent, which can be fully used on the rats under his command. It can make the people under his command become more fearless and bloodthirsty, and the saliva is also extremely corrosive. The talent of this group is similar to the talent of the golden striped lemming, it's just that the black rats and their group of rats are stronger than the golden striped lemmings and lemming tides that were on the Arctic ice sheet. When millions of rats swarm under the control of this talent, you can imagine what a huge scene it was. Next is D, who only has level 33 strength attributes. During this period of time, in order to unify the many exotic beasts in the southern mountains, he naturally experienced a lot of fighting. Coupled with the supply of flesh and blood of new species, he broke through to level 34. Although its level is the lowest among the 3 new species, its combat power is not inferior at all. It possesses 4 major spiritual talents. Once it really goes crazy, even the silver ring viper will have to avoid its edge. As for the species under their respective command, their strength has also improved a lot after the large-scale distribution of alien flesh and blood some time ago. Among them, the evil tiger is the most outstanding. It has been promoted from level 33 to the peak of level 34, and has begun to transform into a new species. The evil tiger has the talent to become braver as he fights. Once the transformation is successful, his combat power will not be underestimated. Although the improvement of other strange beasts is not as obvious as that of the evil tiger, they are all improving steadily. In addition, Bai Dai also drove the exotic beasts under his command, and kept some large herbivorous species, wild boars, etc. in captivity, and arranged for some exotic beasts to patrol and protect them. Among the large herbivorous species and wild boars, some are promoted to become exotic beasts. If they have high growth potential, they will be absorbed by white butterfly and become its subordinates. If the growth potential is poor, they will still be kept in captivity as food. As for the exotic flowers, plants and giant trees, special exotic beasts have also been arranged to guard them, because according to the instructions of the Wolf King, these exotic flowers and giant trees will be the source of food, containing pure energy for the wolves in the future. At this time, after unifying the southern mountain range, there is no longer the internal friction of hunting each other, and the entire mountain range is in a quiet and peaceful atmosphere. In this peaceful atmosphere, Selin was still silently eating strange plants in the cave, working towards his 3rd genetic transformation. However, after the rise of the elephants, they only found a habitat to thrive and did not attack humans. The African elephant king has never shown its true strength. It can only be temporarily guessed that it is a half-step world-destroying level. Many people have paid attention to this ethnic group list. There are various ethnic groups that defy the heavens. The last time the list of ethnic groups was released, the Science Alliance did not publish it in such detail. Most of them were mentioned briefly, just not wanting to cause panic. But now that Doomsday Talk has begun, it doesn't matter whether there is panic or not. The purpose of publishing these detailed lists of ethnic groups is to prevent some small forces or heroic folk groups from challenging these ethnic groups without overestimating their capabilities. And after announcing the list in detail, the Science Alliance once again added an explanation. The human race is still the uncrowned king. The ultimate armor has been successfully developed. There are currently thousands of perfect armors. The genetic warriors we have created are not inferior to the so-called servants of the gods of the Theological Alliance. All the major forces have real trump cards. As long as humans work together, this world will eventually belong to us. Humanity will win. This explanation also revealed the powerful combat power and confidence of the human side. It also gave many humans who were frightened by the doomsday some confidence. Yes, human beings are definitely still the strongest at present, otherwise all the major forces would have fallen just like India, and they cannot enjoy their current life, and have long been reduced to blood food and captivity by other ethnic groups. So as long as you hold on, this world will belong to mankind in the future. However, many people still discuss this list, but the most discussed one is the 12th ranked Arctic Wolf Pack, because this is a group of alien beasts that ranks extremely high and is in alliance with humans. The Arctic Wolves are ranked 12th, and they have many king beasts with unparalleled combat power, so I think we need to continue to strengthen cooperation with the wolves. As long as we join forces, we humans will have a powerful teammate. Have you ever thought that those who are not of my race must have different minds? But the Arctic wolves have abided by the agreement and have never killed humans. Moreover, the wolves can still accept humans. I think the Arctic wolves are a unique group of animals, and at least they are harmless to humans for the time being. Continue the alliance. In this way, the Great Self and the Arctic ice sheet will become a safe zone for mankind. There is no need to worry about attacks by mutant creatures. Even if the other forces fall, everyone can escape to the Great Self and gather all their strength for the ultimate battle. Nowadays, There are actually not only discussions on the internet, but also the opinions of high-level people are divided into two parts. It is true that the strength of the Arctic wolves has increased too quickly. The Arctic wolves have obtained the resources of the Siberian plain in just a short time. The number of their group has increased countless times. Even through satellite photography, the higher-ups of the Big Eye have long discovered that the Arctic wolf king has completely unified all species in the southern mountains. This means that the number of this wolf pack now reaches millions, and the number of alien beasts is at least 6 figures. The speed at which such a wolf pack expands in strength frightens even the higher-ups, because once the wolves have murderous intentions, it may be difficult to contend with the power of the greater self alone. But fortunately, the wolves never broke the agreement. Therefore, during this period of time, apart from building the Great Underground Wall, Noah's Ark, the strongest fortress, spaceships, etc., the senior management of the Big Self was paying attention to the affairs of the wolves. Are you going to take advantage of the wolves' bloody fight to use all your strength to severely injure the wolves, or continue to cooperate with the wolves? It has become the most controversial topic among the higher-ups in the Self, but in the end, after many arguments, the supreme commander of the Big Self defied all opinions and chose to continue to maintain the alliance with the wolves. Because after all, the wolves were invited by them to hunt mutant creatures, the wolves still kept their promise and never killed humans. So how could they stab them in the back while the wolves were fighting for their lives? If we really do this, the wolves and the greater self will truly fight to the death. At that time, I am afraid that even before the end of the world, one of us and the wolves will surely fall. And the Arctic Wolf King, who has unparalleled speed in the world, will also become a nightmare for everyone. For several days, Su Lin swallowed most of the more than 10 kinds of strange plants. The surging pure energy gained during this period has caused the 9-round silver moon behind it to grow a lot again, and the arc of the silver moon has reached more than half. This means that the original power has become much more powerful again. The huge amount of evolution points accumulated by Su Lin has reached the threshold of being promoted again. It's just that the opportunity for the third genetic transformation is still worse. At this time, as Su Lin swallowed a few pine cones from the king-level cedar tree, the aura on his body became thicker. Several gray message prompts popped up in front of me again, but after all, I didn't feel the existence of genetic barriers. In troubled times, strength is the source of all confidence and capital. As the Dark Age approaches, Su Lin's desire for strength exceeds everything else. Now, the feeling that he was only one step away made him feel like 100 claws were scratching his heart. Finally, after pondering over and over again, he finally took out the plant elves warmed by the original space with a thought. After more than 2 months of warming, the plant elves, which originally exuded emerald green fluorescence and a rich aura of vegetation, were taken out again. As soon as it was taken out, the vast energy fluctuations naturally emitted distorted the space around the grass elves, and the rich aura of grass and trees instantly filled the entire cave. The cave is filled with a pleasant and fresh smell, which makes people feel relaxed and happy. If an ordinary species smells such a strong scent of vegetation, it will have a high probability of evolving into a different species. Su Lin didn't know how this grass spirit was born, but when the powerful senses sensed it, the plant elves were still entrenched in the center of the southern mountains, absorbing nutrients and energy from the roots of all the flowers and plants in the entire southern mountains. Therefore, the vast energy and aura of vegetation gathered by this grass spirit far exceeded any strange flowers, exotic plants and giant trees that Su Lin had ever seen before. Even the plant elves do not have the disadvantages of other strange plants and can move on their own, and its unparalleled fighting power is even greater than that of the purple lynx. According to human ratings of mutated creatures, the combat power of this plant elf is at least half a world-killing level, and the vast energy contained in it far exceeds this level. After taking out the plant elf, Su Lin took a deep breath, adjusted his breathing, and started eating with a firm look. Plant elves are complete energy bodies. Compared with the purple lynx, the purple gold energy body is purer, and the energy contained in it is vaster. Su Lin was afraid that if he swallowed it all at once, there would be big problems, so he just used his spiritual power to cut off a small part. But even if it was only a small part, as soon as it entered the mouth, the extremely fresh grass essence instantly spread all over the taste buds, and even went straight to the top of the brain, making Su Lin's mind seem to go blank for a moment. It seemed that this was the only taste left in his mind and taste buds. This fresh taste made Su Lin's consciousness feel as if he was in a state of ecstasy. But at this time, the mysterious devouring force in the wolf's body also sensed the essence of the vegetation and began to operate on its own. The mysterious devouring power directly sucks the essence of the plants and trees into the mouth like a whale swallowing it. Moreover, this mysterious devouring force was uncontrollably devouring even the remaining essence of the vegetation in front of him at this moment. Under the action of the mysterious devouring power, Sulin's consciousness came back from the blank state. But just when he came back to his senses, he felt an indescribable vast energy spreading in the huge wolf body. Even though Su Lin's wolf body had been impacted by vast energy several times, the intensity of the energy this time was definitely unprecedented. Pure energy suddenly surged in the wolf's body. If we say that the pure energy impact we faced before was like a roiling ocean wave, it seemed like it was about to tear the wolf's body into pieces. So this time the impact of pure energy is like a shocking thing. It is as big as a tsunami, and it will completely destroy the world. Almost instantly, Su Lin's wolf body expanded like a rubber ball. This made Su Lin, who had just woken up, quickly understand what happened. Stop! Su Lin's eyes immediately turned cold, trying to use his willpower to stop the devouring power, because the energy contained in that grass and tree essence is many times more powerful than the secret bone. If it is swallowed like this, even Su Lin dare not say what will happen. If he did not die on the road to the struggle for hegemony among all races, but died on the road to promotion, wouldn't that be the most ridiculous thing in the world? While using his will to interfere with the devouring process, he also began to use his healing talent crazily. But the impact of pure energy at this moment was beyond imagination, and the effect of the healing talent was not enough to suppress the rapidly expanding wolf body. In just a few seconds, Su Lin's wolf body expanded into a round shape. The skin and flesh, which could withstand nuclear weapons, laser weapons and super ion cannons, were already cracked with dense cracks. A lot of flesh was even stretched open, and blood with pure fluorescence poured out for free. Fortunately, Su Lin's current willpower has been able to interfere with this devouring power. The mysterious devouring power slowly stopped under the interference of willpower. But even if it only takes 1 or 2 breaths, 1/3 of the grass and wood elves will enter in Su Lin's body. This huge amount of pure energy is rushing like a huge tsunami. During the collision, more and more cracks appeared on Su Lin Wolf's body, and blood flowed everywhere. Su Lin did not expect that due to an oversight, he would face this situation again. The last time was when he absorbed the secret bone of the crazy thunder sky eagle. But fortunately, the energy of vegetation contained in this energy is also helping to repair the limbs and bones of the wolf's body. Coupled with the pure energy escaping from the dense cracks, Su Lin finally maintained himself in the extreme state. The energy limit that Su Lin's wolf body can now withstand is far greater than when he swallowed the secret bone of the crazy thunder sky eagle. But only 1/3 of the grass elves still pushed him to this point. It can be seen how vast the pure energy contained in the grass elves was. At this time, in this extreme state, the huge and restless pure energy in the body is also quickly absorbed and swallowed. One after another, gray message prompts appeared in front of me. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating plant elves and obtaining 2,100 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating plant elves and obtaining 2,099 evolutionary essences. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating plant elves and obtaining 2,098 evolutionary essences. This evolution value is the most evolution value Su Lin has ever obtained. While absorbing this vast energy, he could also feel that the genetic barrier that was only a thin line away was getting closer and closer. In view of the general environment, it didn't take long for the third genetic barrier to be officially touched. It's just that this time the genetic barrier is so thick that it's unimaginable. The genetic barrier is much thicker than the previous two. The tsunami-like pure energy in the body was rushing across the genetic barrier, causing bursts of dull sounds, but it couldn't shake it at all. At this time, with the emergence of genetic barriers, the obtained evolutionary value quickly allowed Su Lin to break through to level 30. It's not even stopping yet, it's still heading towards the threshold of level 31. Su Lin's strength is also improving by leaps and bounds in this life and death frontline. Because the emerald green energy of the plant elves in his body was too abundant, Su Lin's blood, which was originally full of silver fluorescence, became dyed a dull green. The blood spilled out from the cracks in the flesh. Su Lin didn't know how long he lasted in this extreme state, but as the pale gray evolution values continued to flash, more and more of the huge pure energy in the body was absorbed, and the dense cracks on the skin gradually recovered due to the healing talent. After another moment of stalemate, the pain in Su Lin's wolf body that was about to be torn apart gradually subsided. It's just that the huge amount of pure energy is still impacting the wolf's body, limbs and bones, causing pain from time to time. However, the thick genetic barrier in the body showed no signs of loosening under the impact of this pure energy. The thick silver hair on Su Lin's wolf body also regained its suppleness from the fighting state. No matter what, the most dangerous moment was finally over. If the last time he was in danger of swallowing the secret bone, it was because Sulin didn't understand the huge energy contained in the secret bone. This time when I ate the plant elf, I never thought that the rich and refreshing taste of the plant elf could temporarily make my brain go blank, which led to my negligence. Fortunately, there was no danger. Next, while absorbing this huge amount of pure energy, Sulin not only gained a massive amount of evolutionary value, but the 9 rounds of silver moon behind him, which contained the power of origin, also slowly grew. As time goes by, the silver moon gradually moves towards 2/3 of the arc of the full moon, and the pure energy that was originally restless and huge was gradually absorbed and became thinner and gentler. At this time, in addition to the pure energy being absorbed, the mysterious evolutionary energy coming down is also subtly strengthening the wolf body. This time, the huge evolution value gained from eating the plant elves also allowed him to break through one level again in one go, reaching level 31. With just 1/3 of the energy from the plant elves, Su Lin was promoted to 2 levels in a row, and his original power increased significantly. In addition, the 3rd genetic barrier was also touched. Although the barrier was extremely thick, there was finally hope for a breakthrough. Now that he has advanced to 2 levels, the mysterious evolutionary power coming down is extremely fierce and turbulent. It spread throughout Sulin's entire wolf body, and began to nourish and strengthen every cell in Sulin's wolf body. In this strengthening, time passes quietly. After an unknown amount of time, after all the pure energy inside the wolf body was completely absorbed, the arc of the 9-round silver moon behind him also completely stopped at 2/3 of the arc. The original power contained in it was more powerful, and Sulin's aura was also thicker and calmer. After the original power was completely stabilized, Sulin made a thought and took the remaining plant elves in front of him back into the original space. This meal gave Sulin a clearer understanding of the vast energy contained in the plant elves. The remaining energy of the plant elves may not be able to help him break through the 3rd genetic barrier, but it should not be a problem to advance to the 1st level again. After putting it away, again, in just a few moments, the mysterious evolutionary energy was completely absorbed. At this time, Su Lin's wolf body became much larger again. His body size was already close to 50 meters, but after advancing 2 levels in a row, he reached 57 or 80 meters in one breath. The fangs that break the limit are sharper, and during this period of testing, once the fangs after breaking the limit penetrate into the flesh, they still have a bloodthirsty effect which can cause greater damage to the opponent and increase the health value faster drain. In addition, hair, bones, claw spines, etc. have all been greatly improved. Congratulations on your successful promotion to level 31. The gray message prompt disappears in a flash. After this news, the latest attribute page also appeared in front of you. Name, Su Lin. Species, New Howling Moon Silver Wolf. Gene level, E, in Metamorphosis. Level 31. Upgrading requires 1 million evolutionary essences. Chi in blood, 46,250. Stamina, 3,140. Strength, 3,210. Defense, 2,870. Speed, 4,700. Extra attribute points, 410. Evolution essence, 152,689 ways. Talents, stealth, B level, judgment, S level, hunting, S level, healing, S level, serious roaring moon, SS level, bright protection, SS level, soul connection, SS level, secret technique, Jing Xiao Gong, elegy of the soul. Su Lin's improved strength attributes this time have surpassed that of the original giant squid. Basically all attribute values exceeded 3,000, especially the speed value. After Su Lin completely added the extra attribute value to the speed, he could run at full speed up to 2,300 to 400 meters. Defense, strength, and endurance have also been enhanced a lot. With the improvement of his strength, Su Lin is also full of confidence in the struggle for hegemony among all races in the future Dark Era. At this time, Su Lin calmed down his breathing, and then let out a low howl accompanied by mental fluctuations, summoning the white butterfly, black rat and silver ringed viper that were patrolling near the cave. In about 10 days, the march period of the wolf pack will officially arrive. He had no intention of taking all the species in the southern mountains and gathering them together in the Ob River. I only plan to take the promoted alpha wolf and second wolf status beasts with me so that the rest of the wolf pack can get familiar with each other. So Su Lin summoned them and asked them to arrange the species under his command, so as to avoid having no control and causing chaos after leaving. At this time, with the arrival of the march period agreed by the Wolf King, the wolves on the Siberian battlefield were completely stunned in this final decisive battle. The Red Tails, invincible tigers, king-level bison, etc. that were originally used as support forces were all thrown into the front-line battlefield at this moment, because in about 10 days, they will soon gather at the Ob River and wait for the review of the Wolf King, who dares not to fight tooth and nail to win these 2 battles. In addition, once they gather together, I am afraid that the wolves will never receive such a shocking reward again. Therefore, in order to obtain pure blood food and obtain the supreme status among the wolves, all members of the wolf pack are fighting desperately at this moment. Not even Red Tail gave the order for Sander and the one-eyed wolf to start besieging another battlefield, but under the pressure of time, they couldn't wait any longer and led their members one after another into this unprecedented and brutal fight. You must know that the identity of Red Tail, the Wolf Queen, has always been very weak in the wolf clan. In addition, the time for the wolves to gather is already imminent, so how can one control the one-eyed man who is becoming more murderous and ferocious day by day? Wolf. Ouch. The one-eyed wolf, which was already 15 or 6 meters tall, let out a long roar that resounded throughout the world. The number of wolves under his command has expanded a lot again, reaching 80,000 to 90,000, and they swarmed in an instant. Countless wolves, led by the temporarily assigned bee wolves, launched an attack. After the wolves attacked, Sander, who was on the same battlefield, could not stand idly by. Therefore, there were already more than 200,000 humans, and began to use technological, killing weapons to tilt countless artillery fire to cover the charge of the wolves. Thousands of 6th-generation fighter planes were invincible in the sky, roaring past, pouring countless extremely lethal shells on the high mountains in the distance. More than 200 7th-generation fighter planes, and hundreds of mecha warriors purchased at a high cost also took to the sky, flying to the mountains and taking advantage of their air superiority to hunt the strange beasts among them that still refused to surrender. Ouch. Boom. The crazy neighing of the wolves and the roar of human technological weapons were deafening on this battlefield. At the same time, there are many new humans in the distance around, using various equipment to secretly film such a decisive battle of unprecedented scale. Seeing such a huge decisive battle, they felt that their minds were shaken by it. The swarming of nearly 100,000 wolves was a sight they had never seen before, and this wolf pack, led by the one-eyed wolf who is extremely murderous and has extremely cruel methods, has completely entered a state of madness. All members of the wolf pack are charging without fear of death. Soon the first batch of wolves died under the attack of dozens of branches of strange trees, but no wolves were afraid. The second batch came up in an instant, and the wolf clan all over the mountains and plains couldn't be stopped by just a few dozen exotic trees. It didn't take long for the one-eyed wolf, who had already activated the blood rage talent, to take the lead in breaking through the blockade of the alien tree, but it was also beaten so hard that there were scars all over its body. There was even a bloody wound on the wolf's head, and the bones could be seen in this wound. But the one-eyed wolf didn't feel anything at all. He still roared like crazy and commanded, "All the wolves, clan charge!" The one-eyed wolf was one of the first wolves that Selin came into contact with, but at the beginning it was just an ordinary wolf in that large wolf pack. In that snowstorm under the polar night, the one-eyed wolf had seen the Wolf King fight, alone against hundreds of wolves. Then he killed the muskox, killed the Wolf King, and drove off the grizzly bears. Finally, all the wolf tribes in that territory surrendered to the Wolf King. The performance of the Wolf King a few years ago still seems to come to mind. In addition to the Wolf King's record, it has also seen the ferocious fighting power of the little lone wolf that was once commanded by the male wolf group, so it has always been chasing after the Wolf King and the little lone wolf. Now that there is such an opportunity, the Wolf King can completely take him seriously, and he may even be able to equal the little lone wolf who led him at the beginning. So how can he not fight for it? Ouch! The one-eyed wolf's crazy howl resounded throughout the battlefield. Then he once again led a group of elite wolves around him and rushed towards these strange trees. There was only a trace of blood in the eyes of the wolf left, and there was a fierce murderous intention rising into the sky. What kind of leadership there is, there will be. What kind of members? While the one-eyed wolves were taking the lead and charging without fear of death, the killing intent on the other wolf clan was even stronger. A sense of solemnity rising from the sky permeated the world. The mountains are originally filled with gentle people, even if there are some ferocious carnivorous hunters among herbivorous species. When have they ever seen such a pack of wolves that are willing to risk their lives just to win? Under dozens of strange trees, countless wolves fell down like wheat, but soon there were wolves rushing over, one after another. In such a brutal fight, dozens of exotic trees were soon torn into pieces one after another. Boom! With a huge impact, a wolf, covered in blood and wounds, slammed into a strange tree with the hardest skull. The branches and leaves of the alien tree were knocked out, and even the trunks had dense cracks. Boom! Soon, with another huge crash, This 20-something strange tree was cut off by the force of the impact. Among the countless branches, leaves and broken wood, a wolf covered in blood with only one wolf eye left roared crazily. This wolf clan was hit hard by the continuous fierce impact, and even the hardest skull was hit with a crack, but it didn't care at all. It had entered a state of madness, as if it were a ghost from the underworld that didn't know pain. While howling and roaring, it continued to lead the wolves behind it towards the mountain. And high on the mountain, the mutated creatures were struggling to support themselves under the indiscriminate bombardment of various human weapons in the sky. Facing such a pack of wolves, with murderous intent and looking like ghosts, my heart was filled with panic and fear, and I could no longer hold on. They didn't have much cohesion to begin with, and they began to flee suddenly. Many times, the greatest casualties occur while fleeing. So looking at these mutated creatures, that collapsed without a fight, the wolves charged even faster, because in their eyes, this is the purest blood food and military exploits. At this time, in the fight between the one-eyed wolf and the humans under Sander, on another battlefield where the largest number of wolf tribes and high-end combat power gathered, it goes without saying that the brutality and intensity were brutal. Red Tail, Invincible Tiger, King Bison, Arctic Tern, Charm Fox, Warm Bear, Ice Bear, Little White, Nighthawk, Hidden Fox, Golden Crystal Fox, etc. are all on this battlefield. Kill until you go crazy. Kill like crazy. Any hunter living in a cruel nature cannot be underestimated, let alone the vast Siberian plains. There are more than 10 million square kilometers here. How can there be only a few extremely ferocious and murderous species such as the purple lynx and the invincible tiger, surrounded by wolves? It can be said that the most ferocious and cunning mutant creatures on the Siberian plains have gathered here. On this battlefield, countless alien species were killed by both camps almost every day, completely red-eyed. Even just a few days ago, even the fierce falcon that had been following Arctic Yanu and got the code name of Su Lin died in the battle. You must know that the fierce falcon has always been the number 3 character in the Asuka clan. The second rock thunderbird was left in the place of adventure, helping the little lone wolf guard the rear. The ferocious falcon has a ferocious nature. After the Arctic tern has not shown its true nature among the wolves, it is the most valued existence among the flying birds by other alien species. During this period of time, the fierce falcon relied on countless bloody battles and pure blood food to advance several levels in a row, reaching the 31st level. We are only 1 or 2 steps away from breaking through a new species. But just a few days ago, a Kamchatka falcon from the opposing camp had a bloody battle in the air for a long time, and was finally torn to pieces in mid-air alive. Blood spilled into the sky, and the Kamchatka falcon, with the help of this bloody battle and the ferocious falcon's pure flesh and blood, successfully transformed from a near king level, and was promoted to a king beast. Therefore, in this unprecedented bloody battle, no alien or new species dares to say that they will not perish. On this battlefield, the two sides have been fighting fiercely for nearly a month. The blood has stained this land red. After Arctic Yanu died in the battle with the fierce falcon, he led the bird clan like crazy and attacked and killed him several times. Both sides suffered heavy losses in these bloody battles. The Arctic tern finally got what it wanted, killing the Kamchatka falcon that had killed the ferocious falcon, and was promoted to the king beast on the Stanov mountain. The body of the Kamchatka falcon is still nailed to the wall of Mount Stanov, a body full of royal blood, dripping for 3 days and still not running out. Arctic Yanu has been watching with eagerness. If any strange beast from the opposing camp dares to rush out and snatch the body of the Kamchatka falcon, it will tear it into pieces. The two sides were completely engaged in a bloody fight. At this time, the many new humans who had been hiding in the distance to take pictures felt numb in their hearts when they looked at the countless broken limbs on this battlefield. Because this battle was really too tragic. Is this a fight between mutant creatures? Too cruel. Many new humans cannot imagine that if humans once engage in a large-scale group battle with such ferocious mutant creatures, can humans who have been pampered for thousands of years really be able to cope with such a brutal duel? Even if you can barely cope with it, can you really persist for such a long time like these mutated creatures? You must know that even today's human warriors are accustomed to looking at the screen and relying on technological weapons to hunt. Once we have really fought fiercely for so long, we really face each other every day. No one can guarantee that they will be able to persevere if they come into personal contact with these terrifying beasts that are so powerful and murderous. At this time, the battle conditions on this tragic battlefield were also secretly filmed by the new humans and spread. And this bloody battle is not over yet. Due to the urgency of time, the wolves were surrounding and killing almost day and night. But the opponent is also fighting desperately. Until the last moment, no one knows who the final winner of this battlefield will be. because the mysterious power between heaven and earth has not completely dissipated. All species are still evolving rapidly, and large-scale bloody battles between mutated creatures rarely occur around the world. Therefore, large-scale brutal showdowns between mutated creatures, like Siberia, are extremely rare and have attracted a lot of human attention. The bloody scenes and brutal exchanges made all humans who saw the video of the battle feel the cruelty of the battlefield. This is just the expansion war carried out by the Arctic wolves on the Siberian plains. And if it were really between different ethnic groups, the level of bloodshed and tragedy would probably increase by several levels, because that is a truly endless war. Nowadays, reports about wolves fighting in Siberia have once again exploded on the internet. Shock! The one-eyed ferocious wolf took the lead in conquering the Verkhoviansk mountain, and a pack of nearly 100,000 wolves swarmed in. The scene was magnificent and extraordinary. The cooperation between human technological weapons and alien wolves has opened a new chapter in the war, making this war very sci-fi. The wolves won a great victory in the Verkhoviansk mountains, capturing more than 30,000 mutated creatures alive and slaughtering hundreds of miles of blood. The remaining fleeing species are still being hunted. The bloody battle on Stanov Mountain has not yet come to an end. Both sides have left behind countless corpses in this fight. However, there are still some backup members of the wolf pack who are recruiting and expanding their strength. Therefore, if it drags on, the victory in this bloody battle must belong to the wolves. The invincible tiger has tremendous fighting power. It tore a reindeer king beast alive in a bloody battle, and bathed in this reindeer king beast, and broke through again. The battlefield has become intense. Both sides have lost 20,000 to 30,000 exotic beasts, and 20,000 to 30,000 ordinary species in this battle. The battlefield is littered with corpses and rivers of blood. Among the many battle news, many humans also expressed their opinions in comments below. Many civil forces and plutocratic groups have also seen the true power of wolves. This wolf pack coming out of the North Pole has millions of people, and the combat power of its subordinates is as high as 10 at the level of king beasts. But such a powerful wolf pack was only ranked 12th. Therefore, many people are even more afraid of those monster groups that rank higher. It's just that these humans don't know that this is not the power of the wolves at all. There are still some wolves stationed deep in the Arctic ice sheet, and there are still 3 forces in the southern mountains that can stir up the boundless storm. Therefore, the number of wolves has already reached nearly 10 million. The number of alien beasts under his command is in the hundreds of thousands. This is the true strength of being at the top of the ethnic group list. In addition, many humans and civil forces have also questioned the number of alien beasts that have been counted, because the number of strange beasts killed by the wolves this time, especially the number of king beasts that caused trouble for one party, far exceeded the statistics. Based on the current battle situation reported from the front line, I have calculated that the number of king beasts that the wolves have conquered and killed has been around 30. Adding in the number of king beasts that the wolf king has killed and conquered in the southern mountains, it can be said that in the entire Siberian plain, there are more than 50 king beasts that have either surrendered or died in the wolves' conquests, and this number far exceeds the statistical data. Yes, you must know that there are still about 10 king beasts fighting desperately near Stanov Mountain. The number of such king beasts is more than double the number calculated by the Science Alliance. It can be seen that the large-scale conquest of the wolves has caused those mutant creatures that are not included in the statistical list of mutant creature danger index to show their heads one after another. So the number and strength of mutated creatures may exceed what humans have seen. Is it really God who wants to destroy our human race? Fart, you are always complaining about others. So why not take control of yourself? There are already kings among humans, and they are all fighting bloody battles on the front lines. You are so well protected. Why do you have the right to lament here? Since every race and individual has a self-subjectivity, so even if this is just a big showdown between mutant creatures, and there are still many humans who have drawn public opinion to themselves. However, these public opinions are fleeting after all. The focus of most people is still which side will win in this great showdown on the Siberian plain. As for the statistics of mutated creatures on the Siberian plains, it only caused a slight spark of public opinion. After all, when the Science Alliance released the Mutant Organism Danger Index list, it was already stated that there are many mutant organisms that have not been monitored. It was now 3 days later, and the bloody battle at Stanov Mountain became even more intense. Roar, already at level 40, the invincible tiger, with half the strength of the original purple lynx, was bloody and mad, and once again tore a king beast alive. Hey, Red Tail, who was promoted to level 32, frequently displayed incredible mental talents. He tore apart 3 near king level beasts at the forefront, and once again controlled a king beast with his mental control talents. Now Red Tail relies on his invisible spiritual soul power and 5 major spiritual talents, and his true madness is enough to rival the new species. The following is a common occurrence for species with spiritual soul power. Moo. The level 34 king level bison roared and launched in a plus level savage collision. With its thick skin defense and its pair of sharp horns, it turned out to be the first to tear through the alien beast alliance's front line. Chirp. Nighthawk, who has reached level 30, also changed his weapon from gun to gun some time ago, allowing Sander to spend a lot of money to purchase a batch of meshes again. Through some means, he also purchased several perfect level meshes that humans regard as artifacts to conquer the country. Nighthawk, who originally had near king level strength, is now wearing a perfect level mecha, and his combat power can even rival that of a king beast. The number of elite meshes and beasts behind them also surged to more than 3,000. Under the full siege, even several king beasts would feel numb. Nighthawk led the elite mecha beasts, and also tore apart the formation from another direction. As it whizzed by, Nighthawk was fighting with a king level beast with the help of the power of the perfect level mecha. In fact, after the opponent's formation is completely torn apart, the final direction of this war has been decided. The overwhelming bird clan, the fox clan, which numbered in the tens of thousands, the thousands of roaring bear clan, and the tiger clan led by the invincible tiger, all rushed forward, even if they were facing a group of mutated creatures with the most lethality and ferocity on the Siberian plains. They had reached their limit in this month of non-stop attacks. After being torn apart from the formation, I couldn't bear it anymore. The sounds of panicked fleeing, whining, neighing, and shouts calling for companions to fight their way out of the encirclement instantly filled the battlefield with chaos. It's just that the number of wolves is overwhelming. The members of the wolf pack on the front line are also extremely powerful. Even if many strange beasts want to break out of the siege, it has become a luxury. At this time, on the battlefield, broken bones stained with blood were flying everywhere, and tyrannical power fluctuations were sweeping across everywhere. Some weak beasts were turned into blood and mud by the energy fluctuations of the battle between the king beasts. This caused a lot of high-end combat forces to form a tacit understanding around them, and no blind species came to join in the fun. Really crazy. The splashing blood and internal organ fragments turned this place into a human Shura field. The intelligence of the alien beasts is not inferior to that of humans. Many alien beasts also see that the situation is over and there is no way to recover. While trembling and neighing, some of them gave up their resistance and surrendered to the wolves. But there is still a part that wants to break out of the weakest point of the wolf pack and escape, especially the alien birds in the sky. They want to fly high into the sky and escape as soon as they flap their wings. For them, who have the power to control the air, the worst possible outcome is that they will never return to their homeland and start again. Choose a habitat to survive. Maybe you need to fight again in other places to get a territory, but it's better than dying here today. Just as he was about to escape, he was hunted by Arctic Yanu and his elite birds, especially the Arctic tern. Its eyes are full of murderous intent. The ferocious falcon that died a few days ago had always been its right-hand man. Even though the king-level falcon has been killed, its burning anger has not been completely extinguished. Chirp. In the bloody killings, Arctic Yanu once again broke through to level 36 and already had a body size of more than 100 meters. In the midst of its sharp chirping, it quickly killed the alien birds that were trying to escape one after another. Blood rain fell from mid-air in all directions. The shrill wails filled the air in the blood-colored rain curtain. Birds and alien species also fell from mid-air, and the crimson original power rising all over Arctic Yant's body became even more dazzling in the killing. Arctic terns are never good people who don't fight or rob, because species and resources are extremely scarce in the Arctic ice sheet. How can a species survive without competition? It's just that Arctic Yanu is used to hiding his clumsiness. Even in these 3 months of conquest and hunting, it had not fully demonstrated its strength. But with the support of the burning flames, the Arctic tern has completely demonstrated its strength in the past few days. The 4 major talents flashed frequently, including an S-level talent and an equally heaven-defying natal talent. Chirp. The current Arctic Yanu was completely killing and going crazy, and every life was torn into pieces by its sharp claws. Even the 2 remaining bird king beasts, working together, failed to break through the blockade. Fighting 1 against 2, the Arctic tern never loses. In the end, there were dozens of bloody battles. One of the 2 king beasts died and the other was seriously injured. The blood of the king beast spilled from mid-air. The pure energy contained in it made many low-level alien beasts fight and escape below, as if they had been given an opportunity. Small strength improvement. The seriously injured bird king finally lowered its proud head and showed its surrender to Arctic Yanu while neighing. Now on the entire battlefield, the wolves took the absolute initiative and were hunting crazily. It didn't take long for the most ferocious and ruthless alien-beast alliance on the Siberian plains to finally collapse. The entire wolf pack also entered a full-scale pursuit. Invincible tigers, red tails, king-level bison, Arctic swallows, nighthawks, warm bears, etc. are all chasing and killing the strongest exotic beasts. As for the charming fox, relying on its charm talent, it also captured a king beast again during the chase. Among the entire wolf pack, he alone, with 2 king beasts at his service. It can be said that the current charming fox is already at the top of the wolf pack's ranking list. At this time, this bloody and comprehensive pursuit lasted for a long time, before gradually coming to an end. With the end of this tragic and extremely brutal battle, the wolves have basically killed all the mutated creatures on the Siberian plain, becoming the uncrowned king of this vast plain. And this war of unprecedented scale was also spread from the hands of the new humans, who had been tracking and filming. All kinds of news are flying all over the sky in human society. The final battle ends, the wolves win. The wolves are victorious. The giant Arctic Yanu is so murderous that he fights the 2 king beasts with his own strength and finally wins. Such a monstrous fighting power is also extremely strong among high-level king beasts. He is probably not far away from the ultimate king level. Currently used, it is the most complete and best used app for listening to books. It integrates 4 major speech synthesis engines, over 100 kinds of sounds, and supports offline reading. On the scene, 3 near king level alien beasts were torn alive, and 1 king beast was seriously injured and controlled. This white fox has a high status among the wolves. Some experts on alien beasts said that the white fox should be the wolf queen or the wolf king's deputy in the wolf pack status. The potential of the Arctic wolves is so terrifying. Not only are they open to all kinds of things, and there are no classes, but even the technological weapons and meshes used by humans have been equipped to the wolves. With the cooperation of the technological weapons and alien beasts they have created, the power is astonishing. After this battle, the wolves will look at the entire world and the Arctic ice sheet, and they will not find any opponents. Amidst all the news, both the civil society and the major official forces were shocked by it. The wolves win. In the final bloody battle, all members of the wolf pack fully demonstrated their murderousness, ferocity and monstrous fighting power. Such a wolf pack, and led by the world-destroying Arctic Wolf King, has become a true overlord in the world. It's just that the wolves have never shown any malice toward humans, and the greater self is determined to be in alliance with the wolves. As a result, the other major forces have not made any public remarks. They can only organize the various data of the wolf pack in more detail to prepare for the future scenario, after they part ways with the wolf pack. However, the masters of the major forces still have a glimmer of good longing and hope in their hearts, hoping that such things as parting ways will never happen. It's just that this kind of hope and longing of human beings is difficult to realize, because in the real competition for the throne of world hegemony, no matter which ethnic group they belong to, they are bound to go crazy. At this time, a lot of news and comments were flying in the sky. After 2 or 3 days of aggressive pursuit of the wolf pack on the battlefield, they began to completely close in. The female wolves and some logistics species led by the fox wolf have been silently cleaning the battlefield. The fox wolf shouldn't be doing the finishing work of cleaning up the battlefield, because the fox wolf's strength and talent are second to none among the wolves. Even more than a month ago, the killings and expansion of the fox wolves on the Siberian battlefield were the most eye-catching. In just over a month, the wolf tribe expanded to 30,000 to 40,000 wolves, and its own strength quickly climbed to the peak of level 31 through hunting after hunting. So the fox wolf should have been on the front line, showing off his power. It's just that some time ago, due to the rapid increase in strength and the expansion of confidence, as a result, during a hunt for a king beast, he overestimated his own strength and was seriously injured to his core. Injuries to the source cannot be restored by ordinary healing talents. Only by relying on natural treasures, or a large amount of source power, can recovery be possible. So during this period of time, the fox wolf disappeared and turned to the logistics work of cleaning the battlefield and moving corpses. However, the fox wolf did not give up on itself, like the black-striped wolf, and was still busy in the logistics. On the one hand, due to the strong foundation of the fox wolf, even if the source is injured, it still retains some of its combat power. On the other hand, it also wants to use its accumulated military exploits in exchange for a chance to heal its injuries when the wolves gather together. It doesn't want to become waste. The strong among the wolves are respected. Once they become useless, the end will be extremely miserable. In addition, the fox wolf also has a deep admiration for the wolf king in its heart. Once it becomes a waste, it may be a luxury for it to even be close to the wolf king in the future. So it is still persisting and working hard. The one-eyed wolf originally transferred more than 20,000 male wolves, from the 40,000 to 50,000 wolves under his command. Nowadays, there are only more than 20,000 female wolves, and some logistic species led by fox wolves, cleaning the battlefield. This time, the wolves achieved unprecedented victories in the last two battlefields. After being completely gathered, each species was hunted and harvested a lot of pure blood food. After returning, most of the wolf pack members ate on the spot. Only the cautious red tails and sander dispersed more than 100 Arctic foxes, and more than 1,000 humans, standing guard in the distance. In this battle, the high-end combat power of the wolf pack also tried their best, and they all suffered a lot of injuries. Fortunately, they finally won this fierce battle. Nowadays, a huge wolf pack gathers together, stretching for hundreds of miles, which can be called magnificent. After finishing eating, the wolf pack temporarily camped near the Stanov mountain, where the smell of blood was pungent. After the members of the wolf pack recover, they will take their unprecedented military exploits and expansion achievements to the banks of the Ob River to await the review of the Wolf King. At that time, they will also usher in the most exciting reward time. All the members' 3 months of non-stop expansion and killing will have their value reflected on that day. As the wolves rested, several days passed quietly. The March period has officially arrived. Various tribes of wolves gathered early on the banks of the Ob River. After a few days of rest, most of the wolf pack members have recovered. Coupled with a sufficient supply of pure blood and flesh, everyone is full of energy and energetic, standing on the banks of the Ob River, waiting for the arrival of the Wolf King. In addition, after completely defeating the last resistance force on the Siberian plains, the wolves have become the uncrowned kings of the vast plains. So in the past few days, even if they didn't go out to expand, there were still many surviving beasts coming to seek refuge. In addition to those captured alive, it can be said that the wolves have made up for the losses in the final bloody battle. At this time, Arctic Yanu, who was more than 100 meters in size, was standing alone on a towering boulder by the Ob River. The aura on his body was completely restrained, as if he had once again become the uncontested wolf in the pack. Good old man. But the scenes of bloodshed and madness, as well as the two king birds hovering respectfully behind the Arctic tern, all silently told the strength and ferocity of this giant Arctic tern. The other is the bird clan under Arctic Yanu. Although many of them died in the bloody battle, they have also recruited many more in the past few days. Therefore, the number did not decrease, but increased, breaking through a real million. Among them, there are tens of thousands of exotic birds. Nowadays, the Fineow clan under the command of Arctic Yanu alone can be regarded as the overlord of the party. Apart from the Asuka clan, the most conspicuous one is the human group under Sander. The human race has expanded to nearly 300,000 people, especially those who joined the wolf pack later. There were many new humans, and they are all new humans, who dare to fight and fight regardless of life or death. The addition of this new group of humans has caused the scale and strength of the human race to skyrocket to an astonishing level. Among the nearly 300,000 humans under Sander's command, there are 50,000 to 60,000 new humans, all of whom are proficient in using various technological killing weapons. You must know that humans holding individual technological killing weapons, even ordinary humans, have the strength to kill elite-level alien beasts. Therefore, they really started a battle and fought head-on. In addition to high-end combat power, the strength of the human group was not inferior to that of the flying birds. In addition, there are male wolves, female wolves, fox tribe, cow tribe, bear tribe, tiger tribe, etc. Each tribe is showing their own momentum. Now they are all excitedly waiting for the appearance of the Wolf King. Soon, without letting them wait too long, powerful energy fluctuations came towards the Ob River, from far to near at an extremely fast speed. The invincible tiger, Arctic tern and warm bear were the first to react, but they all also sensed the aura that spread suddenly, like the power of heaven. This breath is extremely familiar to them, so Arctic Yanu, who was still there before, suddenly fluttered his wings excitedly and hovered, looking at the direction of the energy fluctuations. The invincible tiger and Wenxiong also moved, and came to a towering slope to look at it. After them, one after another powerful beasts in the wolf pack also sensed the arrival of the Wolf King. This made them all chirp excitedly. Amidst the cries of these strange beasts, the tribes under his command also neighed with the roar of the mountains and the tsunami. Species were neighing for hundreds of miles, and they were still on the open plains. You can imagine the intensity of the neighing. The unparalleled momentum brought by the neighing in unison made the many new humans, who were still following the wolves in the distance, feel their hearts trembling, because such momentum is too powerful. Normally, The roar of a king beast is enough to frighten several human warriors from heavily armored brigades. Now this is the hoarse neighing of millions of species, including more than a dozen beasts, that are not inferior to the king level, and there are more than 6 figures of beasts. The sound caused by the roar swept across the plain in waves. Oh my god. What happened to this pack of wolves? They gathered here inexplicably today, and started neighing in unison for no apparent reason. Should I report such abnormal behavior to the authorities? I don't know either, but I think the official satellite monitoring department is always supervising, so there is no need to report. The sound of millions of species neighing in unison shook the air for more than 100 miles. Many new humans tracking the wolves were talking in low voices using communication equipment, and they all wondered why the wolves were behaving in such an unusual way. But in their doubts, an indescribable vast energy fluctuation appeared out of thin air, on the highest hill beside the Ob River, as if teleporting. This energy fluctuation was so fast that the radars on many new human meshes didn't have time to react. Boom. A huge sonic boom sounded, and behind him was a long dragon of dust. The unparalleled impact force caused the hills to shatter into rubble in an instant. Among the gravel and dust, a majestic white wolf with a body size of nearly 60 meters, like a prehistoric beast, landed directly on the highest hill beside the Ob River. This time Su Lin's momentum did not restrain, it spread when he ran over. At this time, after feeling the aura of the Wolf King, the Red Tail, the Invincible Tiger, the Night Hawk, the Arctic Tern, the Warm Bear, the Ice Bear, the Little White, the One-Eyed, the Charming Fox, etc. all screamed excitedly, wanting to let them go. The Wolf King is the first to see them. Hey, chirp, roar, ouch, moo. Millions of species in the entire wolf pack gathered together, and the originally magnificent momentum was suddenly surpassed again at this moment. Crazy. Many old members of the wolf pack were chirping almost like crazy. At this time, their eyes only focused on the silver figure on the hill, because that is their king, their belief, and the god of their spiritual world. And looking at the crazy wolves, and the many new humans feeling the majestic aura of the sky, uncontrollable fear and timidity appeared in the originally puzzled eyes. I also fully understand why such a huge wolf pack is strangely gathered here today, and I also understand why millions of wolf species are neighing together. That's because their king has arrived. A single-handedly slayed the king beast of the entire southern mountain range. A world-destroying beast that could make any force change their color has appeared. These new humans could no longer control themselves at this moment, and in panic began to control the meshes to escape further. Although I have known for a long time that the Arctic Wolf King and the wolves will not kill humans for no reason, but the fear in my heart is that I can't suppress it no matter what. And as these new humans flee, not long after, endless dust and gravel rolled up again on the highest hill, and terrifying beasts appeared one after another behind the Arctic Wolf King. Hiss. Already at level 38, the silver-ringed viper with a body size of nearly 100 meters stood upright with its huge body spitting out a red snake core, and standing respectfully on the left side of the Wolf King. Squeak. The black rat with hair as black as ink landed on the right side of the Wolf King like black lightning. Buzz. White feathers. It dances like an elf white butterfly, hovering in the air obediently. Roar. The evil tiger, who was completely promoted to a king beast, came behind the Wolf King with scars all over his body. With the entrance of king beasts, and near king-level beasts, Su Lin's imposing manner standing on the hill became even more overwhelming. After Su Lin arrived at the scene, an aura like the power of God swept across a radius of 300 to 400 miles unbridled. The powerful senses had already noticed the fleeing new humans, but they didn't pay much attention to them. He looked condescendingly at the huge wolf pack under his command, which numbered more than 1 million, and found that each section of the wolf pack had made unprecedented improvements in the past 3 months with the help of the Siberian plain, an area with diverse species and abundant resources. The wolf pack, which originally numbered only about 50,000, suddenly expanded 20 to 30 times to more than 1 million. The vast mental power swept through them, and they also discovered that there were quite a few members of the wolf pack who possessed the fighting power of the king beast alone. This made him very satisfied. After a moment of inspection, a wolf howl sounded with mental fluctuations, and the millions of wolf pack members gradually stopped neighing, and all looked up at their king. The older members of the wolf pack all have respect, fanaticism, and belief in their eyes. As for the recent additions to the wolf pack, they are all filled with curiosity and awe, because the aura of the Wolf King on the hill is too strong. Even the near king level beasts and king beasts feel a sense of oppression, as black clouds threaten to destroy the city. Even the 20 or 30 auras behind the Wolf King made them feel a strong sense of threat, because those who followed Su Lin were the top strange beasts in the southern mountains, especially the silver-ringed viper, black rat, white butterfly and evil tiger. The combat prowess of these 4 king beasts cannot be underestimated, and they can also be ranked at the forefront among all the wolves. After the entire wolf pack calmed down, mental fluctuations flashed again. Su Lin signaled Redtail, Nighthawk, Arctic Yanu, Wenshom, Xiaobai, Ice Bear, Sander, Vincent, Tiffany and other members with B-Wolf status and above to come forward to report on the past 3 months' battle situation. During the inspection just now, Su Lin found that many familiar faces were missing, such as Xiao Hui, Fierce Falcon, Purple Eyes, White Bear, etc. None of them were seen. Even the Fox Wolf, Black Striped Wolf, Golden Crystal Fox, Charm Fox, etc. He also found that there were some original injuries in the body. It can be seen that it is not easy for the wolves to win this showdown with the mutated creatures of the Siberian plain. This was expected by Su Lin. When he stepped into the Siberian plains, he knew that some members of the wolf pack would inevitably have their bones buried in this vast land. But what he didn't expect was that Xiao Hui was also missing when Xiao Hui was reborn as a wolf. The ones who followed him were even the alien species, before the great change in the world, and their growth potential was no less than anything else. It's just that his personality is too lazy and naive, so his improvement speed is far less rapid than that of Little Lone Wolf, Redtail, Charming Fox, etc. But Xiao Hui is his confidant after all. So after realizing that Xiao Hui was missing, most of Su Lin's originally satisfied and gratified mood disappeared. But he didn't reveal anything. After all, some things are destined to be experienced. Compassion does not command troops. As the Dark Age gradually approaches, when all races compete for hegemony, the wolf pack will probably lose more members. Because what we have to fight is not just the mutated creatures that formed a temporary alliance, but the various ethnic groups that truly dominate one side. So Su Lin forced down the Jidong in his heart and began to ask a group of members with Yiling status to report the detailed battle situation and expansion numbers during this period. As for Sander and others, they had already compiled a report on the war situation and expansion of the Humanity Division during this period and submitted it to Su Lin. Since the rest of the wolf pack did not have Sander's foresight, the battle and reports lasted for 3 or 4 hours. During this period, millions of species in the wolf pack were waiting peacefully in place. The formation of the old members of the wolf pack was not messy at all, while the new members were causing some small-scale commotion. From here we can also see the disadvantages caused by the rapid expansion of the wolf pack. The new members' sense of belonging to the wolf pack is still too weak. In many cases, without the restraint of command and deterrence by force, there will be chaos and disorder. Su Lin also noticed these little shortcomings, but he didn't take them to heart. After all, this drawback and the expanded strength of the wolf pack are not worth mentioning. The sense of belonging takes time to develop. As these members stay in the wolf pack longer and longer, the sense of belonging will become stronger and stronger. By that time, the wolves will be a truly ferocious pack of iron-blooded wolves. Soon after reporting the battle situation, Su Lin had a general understanding of the situation of each unit of the wolf pack. The bird family in Arctic Yanu is currently the largest in number, and even Manhwa is still using his mental waves to convey to himself that in the past 3 months, Arctic Yanu has been uncharacteristically murderous and has been disobedient to instructions. This made Su Lin focus on looking at Beiji Yanu, who folded his wings and stood quietly aside. To be honest, Su Lin never thought that Arctic Yanu, who had a strength attribute of more than 20 levels when he first joined the wolf pack in the land of adventure, would be a truly good man. But Su Lin is different from Manhwa. He doesn't mind Arctic Yan's clumsiness. He doesn't even mind that Arctic Yanu can ignore the command of Redtail, the Wolf Queen, at certain times. After all, no one would be foolish to obey the command of Redtail, who is eager to consume the strength of the flying birds under the command of Arctic Tern. So as long as he really works for the wolves and stands on the front line, Su Lin can tolerate these species under his command to have their own personalities and arrogance. But if anyone really wants to have thoughts that they shouldn't have in the future, then you can't blame Su Lin for being cold-blooded, because a group can only have one true core. At this moment, the Arctic Yanu, the invincible tiger, the nighthawk, the one-eyed wolf, etc., also suddenly felt the murderous intention rising from the Wolf King at this moment. This made them, who were waiting for the credit one by one, and were a little out of sorts with excitement, suddenly became solemn. Their muscles tensed, and they held their breath tightly, for fear that the slightest move would attract the Wolf King's murderous intention to them, especially Arctic Yanu, because its keen senses sensed the fluctuations in Manhwa's spiritual power. It thought that some of its previous actions, and the excessive strength of the tribe under its command had caused the Wolf King's dissatisfaction. So it is the most frightening. Fortunately, the Wolf King's murderous intention was only fleeting, and there was another mental wave that soothed many nervous members. Next, Su Lin also expressed his affirmation of their expansion and conquest during this period, especially the Arctic Tern, Sander, One-Eyed, Red-Tailed, invincible tiger, king bison, nighthawk, charm fox, etc. Because there is no doubt that in this bloody killing and expansion, that lasted for 3 months, several of their performances were the most eye-catching. And then, as the sun sets at dusk, there are beautiful sunset reflections in the Ob River. Many members of the wolf pack are a little commotion while waiting. A loud and long wolf howl, mixed with vast mental fluctuations, exploded across the world again. The penetrating power of this wolf howl, blessed by the spiritual power, resounded within a radius of 100 or 200 miles. After hearing this wolf howl, all the wolf pack members raised their heads, and once again looked excitedly at the wolf shadow standing proudly on the hill. Because the real rewards are about to begin. Wolves don't have as many mundane things as humans do, so after Sander, Vincent, Tiffany and other humans helped to completely tally the combat achievements and expansion numbers, the rewards started directly. The rewards will start with the Heroic Wolf Part 1. There is no doubt that the male wolf and the female wolf have always been the foundation of the wolf pack. This time the one-eyed wolf made extraordinary achievements in the campaign and expansion. The number of wolves under his command has reached nearly 100,000. After dividing more than 30,000 female wolves, there are still more than 70,000 male wolves. Coupled with the countless battles in the past 3 months, almost a quarter of the wolves have evolved into alien species. Nowadays, there are nearly 20,000 alien wolves under the command of one-eyed wolf. Among them, there are about 5,000 male wolves above level 10, 800 for those above level 15, and 1 for those above level 20. More than 100 heads. It can be said that the current version of the wolf is completely reborn. It's much better than when I first stepped out of the Siberian plains. And in the final decisive battle, the one-eyed wolf took the lead and won a battlefield victory. Therefore, Su Lin did not pursue the matter of one-eyed wolf not obeying Red Tail's order at the end, and directly promoted one-eyed wolf to a high-level alpha wolf, becoming the third high-level alpha wolf in the wolf clan after the little lone wolf and the wolf father. His status is second only to the wolf king and wolf queen. After the reward was awarded, the entire male wolf group suddenly roared in unison. The roars of tens of thousands of wolves exploded across the sky and earth. The one-eyed wolf was something Su Lin had never explored before, and his growth potential was indeed average. But when it was actually put on the battlefield, its murderous ferocity and ruthlessness in controlling the wolves made it soar to the sky. At present, the strength of the one-eyed wolf has reached the peak of level 25, having experienced hundreds of battles. The pure energy contained in its body is extremely powerful, and it is difficult to find opponents at the same level. But this strength is still a bit too low. Therefore, Su Lin rewarded the one-eyed wolf with 30 king-level cedar fruits and 20,000 kilograms of flesh and blood of various new species, hoping that the one-eyed wolf's strength would rise to the next level. After the one-eyed wolf's excited cry of thanks, the rest of the awards for the first part of the male wolf also started one after another. In addition to the one-eyed wolf, the male wolf part also has 3 expanded large wolf packs, the Wolf King and the long-tailed wolf. Needless to say, the long-tailed wolf was the second wolf, at the same time as the one-eyed wolf. During this period, the wolf clan also expanded by 1 or 2,000, but it was not enough to be promoted to the alpha wolf. In addition, there are 3 wolf kings. They all have the strength of level 26 or 7. Su Lin also gave them code names, and promoted the 3 of them together with the long-tailed wolf to become the high-ranking second wolf in the male wolf part. If he has great military exploits in the future, he can be promoted to become the alpha wolf. The coda names are Blue-Eyed Wolf, Golden Stripe Wolf, and Scar Wolf. In addition to the 4 high-level Yi-Wolves, hundreds of ordinary Yi-Wolves with outstanding military exploits have also been promoted one after another, and they all gave rewards of flesh and blood of new species, ranging from 200 kilograms to 2,000 kilograms. Ordinary Bee-Wolves have the opportunity to choose one mate, while high-level Bee-Wolves can choose 2. This made the eyes of the other members of the male wolf group filled with uncontrollable desire and excitement, because pure blood feeding and the right to mate are the 2 rights most valued by all species. Now, as long as you reach the Yiling status, you can get them all. Therefore, in the heroic wolf, many powerful alien wolves have unstoppable eyes. He felt eager for Yiling's status. After awarding the male wolf part, the female wolf part was awarded. Su Lin discovered the injuries on the fox wolf as soon as he arrived at the scene. The fox wolf is not weak in talent and has been with him for a long time, so there is no need to question his loyalty. Therefore, Su Lin simply ignored the fox wolf's proposal to use his military exploits in exchange for healing. Su Lin would never treat members of the wolf pack poorly. He mobilized the powerful original power and a few strands of vegetation energy from the vegetation elves in the origin space to heal the fox-wolf's injuries. Even fox-wolf got a blessing in disguise and broke through to level 32. After being cured, the fox-wolf's love and loyalty to the wolf king deepened, since the cousin, wolf sister, rabbit ears, snow wolf, etc. all stayed in the Arctic ice territory. The rewards and lineup of the female wolf part were relatively thin. Only the fox wolf was promoted by Su Lin to become a high-level alpha wolf. Because fox wolf also expanded to 40,000 to 50,000 members, it was only because they were doing finishing work on the battlefield for more than a month that they were not conspicuous. Moreover, the fox wolf is currently considered the most powerful and talented wolf clan under Su Lin, so it is natural to focus on training and promotion. In addition to the status of a high-level alpha wolf, Su Lin also rewarded him with 15 king-level cedar fruits and 20,000 kilograms of flesh and blood of a new species. The fox wolf has reached the near king level and is expected to become the first being in the wolf clan to transform into a new species. At present, the little lone wolf is far away in the land of adventure. After Xiao Hui and the elite wolf tribe killed 2 king beasts in a row, they were chased and killed by the third mad king beast and disappeared. Therefore, the wolf clan's card needs to be supported by the transformation of the fox wolf into a new species. Except for the fox wolf, the other female wolf Su Lin only promoted more than 30 ordinary bee-wolves with good military exploits, and none of the high-level bee-wolves were promoted. Currently, there are more than 50,000 female wolves in total, including more than 6,000 aliens, more than 700 above level 10, more than 90 above level 15, and only 5 above level 20. This kind of strength is completely different from that of the male wolf. Therefore, the reward for the female wolf part was just hasty. The third part is the fox clan, originally the Arctic fox clan, but after marching into the Siberian plains, the expansion was not limited to the Arctic fox, but also other fox clans. The fox clan now has more than 80,000 people, and it has expanded very quickly during this period. Except for the unusual Arctic fox, the number of other fox species is about 10,000. There are more than 1,300 foxes above level 10, more than 200 above level 15, and only 3 species above level 20. 10. This kind of strength is not comparable to that of the male wolf, but it is not weak at all. What makes Su Lin most gratified is that the number of Arctic silver foxes has reached more than 20. This is definitely a very powerful fighting force. He also promoted Red Tail to the status of a high-level alpha wolf, and rewarded him with more than 30 king-level pine cones, and 20,000 kilograms of new species flesh and blood. At present, Red Tail's strength has reached the late stage of level 31, and it has also entered the transformation period of new species. Once the transformation is successful, the combat power should not be weaker than that of Baidai. The identity of the red-tailed high-ranking alpha wolf, plus Wolf Queen makes it truly second only to the Wolf King in the wolf pack. In addition to Red Tail, Su Lin also promoted Mihu to the status of an ordinary alpha wolf. Because Mihu has made great achievements in battle, he has hunted many strange beasts and captured 2 king beasts, and he has become the top combat power among the wolves. As for the original injuries in the Mihu and Jinjinghu, Su Lin successfully cured them. Among the current Arctic silver foxes, Su Lin has once again promoted more than 10 high-level bee-wolves, and more than 100 ordinary bee-wolves. In addition to the hidden fox and the Jinjing fox, 4 other high-level Yi-wolves were also given code names, namely Ice Fox, Wind Fox, Red Fox, and Lantonghu. The 6 Arctic silver foxes performed well in the expedition, and their strength improved rapidly. They were all above level 20. Among them, the Hidden Fox and the Golden Crystal Fox reached level 25 or 6. The 4th part is awarded to the Bear Clan. The number of bears has expanded to more than 6,000. And there are more than 150 mutants, all of which are above level 15. There are also more than 50 bears above level 20. The most outstanding performers among the Bear Clan are Wenxiong and Black-Blooded Cuscuda. Wenxiong's strength has reached level 32, and he is in the process of transformation. Behind him, Black Cuscuda also felt the mysterious power between heaven and earth receding, so he killed as many people as possible during this period, just to absorb more pure energy. Black-Blooded Cuscuda has advanced several levels to reach level 37. The vast energy fluctuations contained in it are not inferior to the invincible tiger, followed by Ice Bear and Xiaobai. Ice Bear's strength has also been increased to level 29, which is quite satisfactory, while Xiaobai has reached level 27, but because his spouse Bai Xiong died in the battle, he had no intention of promotion for a period of time and just spent his time in confusion. When beasts have wisdom, they will naturally develop emotions, and feelings are often an aphrodisiac that stimulates motivation, and many times they are also a poison that destroys hope. Su Lin didn't care too much about Xiao Bei's condition. In a pack of wolves, the strong always come first, and the mediocre come last. Since Xiao Bei's condition and combat power are no longer able to secure the position of leader of the bear clan, Su Lin will not force him to stay here. This time Su Lin promoted Wen Xiong to the status of an ordinary alpha wolf, and asked him to command the bear clan. Bingsong and Xiaobai are still high-ranking Yilangs, and serve as Wengxing's deputies. The rest of the bear clan once again promoted 2 high-level Yi wolves, and more than 70 ordinary Yi wolves. The 2 high-level Yi wolves Su Lin were also given code names, namely the bloodthirsty bear and the dark gold bear. Next, the reward is given to the Asukas, who have the largest number of tribes under their command, and are also the most powerful. Beiji Yanu, who has reached level 36, has 4 major talents, as well as S-level talents and natal talents. Once he goes crazy, he will be extremely powerful. And this time, he made great contributions to the wolves in sweeping the Siberian plains. Therefore, Su Lin promoted the Arctic Tern to a high-level alpha wolf, and gave the group great autonomy. The Asuka clan under his command can intercept half of the prey they kill, and can even promote members with ordinary Yilang status on their own. This is almost equivalent to the rights of the wolf father, and the little lone wolf guarding the place of adventure. Su Lin only promoted 30 high-ranking Yilangs from the Asuka clan, and gave 8 of them code names. The level 35 King Beast, Gale Wind Demon Eagle, and the level 34 King Beast, Shadow Moon Flying Swallow. The code names of the remaining 6 near king level birds and beasts are Snow Crow, War Sparrow, Second Generation Fierce Falcon, Poison Dove, Red-Headed Old Man, and Black Pigeon. The strength of these people is also between level 29 and level 31. It has to be said that in terms of high-end combat power alone, the current Asuka clan is truly unparalleled. Even if they unified all the beasts in the southern mountains, their combined high-end combat power might not be able to match the Asuka clan. The 6th part of the reward is the Mecha Beast under Nighthawk. As for the Mecha Beast group under Nighthawk, there are more than 3,000 members, all of whom are beasts above level 15. There are also 500 alien beasts above level 20, and there are even more than 30 beasts above level 25. Therefore, the combat power of this personal guard is already extremely powerful. The level 30 Nighthawk wears a perfect level mecha, and its combat power is not inferior to that of the King Beast. Nighthawk was promoted to a high-level alpha wolf, and was rewarded with 20 cedar fruits, and 20,000 kilograms of flesh and blood of a new species. Su Lin also promoted more than 10 high-level Yi wolves, and more than 120 ordinary Yi wolves from this personal guard. 3 of the high-ranking Yilangs were given code names, namely Red Bird, Phi Bao, and Xingxiao. These 3 high-level Yi wolves are all close to king-level strength, not weaker than Nighthawk. Among them, the talent of the God Owl is similar to the talent of the Flying Squirrel in the southern mountains. They are both cursed talents. Such talents can greatly improve the future survival rate and winning rate of the Mecha Beast group. The 7th part rewards the Tiger clan. The invincible tiger has reached level 40 and has half the combat power of the purple lynx. In terms of human ratings, it should not be far from the ultimate king level. There are more than 300 Siberian tigers under his command. Almost all of them are different species, or they are also extremely powerful. Otherwise, ordinary tigers and invincible tigers would not look down on them at all. The tiger clan's individual strength is not inferior to that of the bear clan. Therefore, these tiger tribes are basically all above level 15 in strength. There are more than 100 tigers above level 20, and there are more than 30 tigers above level 25. Looking at this group of tigers, Su Lin decided to ask Sander to purchase a group of first-class meshes and arm them as a decapitation force in the future. The invincible tiger made great achievements in battle, killing several king beasts in a row, and was promoted to an ordinary wolf, obtained 10 king-level cedar fruits, and 10,000 kilograms of new species flesh and blood. The remaining tigers under his command were promoted to the status of 2 high-level second-level wolves, and more than 30 ordinary second-level wolves. The 8th part is about the Buffalo clan. There are more than 30,000 in number, with varying levels of combat power. Among them are about more than 1,000 exotic bison. The prairie bison are huge, and the difficulty of evolving into a different species is only slightly less difficult than that of the tiger and bear tribes. There are more than 1,000 exotic bison, all of which are at least level 8 or 9, and more than half have exceeded level 10. If these bison were specially built as a batch of meshes to charge into battle, their lethality would definitely be considerable in large-scale group battles. The king-level bison's strength has reached the late level 34, and it is controlled by the soul. It does not worry about loyalty issues, and was promoted by Su Lin to become an ordinary alpha wolf. 2 high-level second-level wolves, and more than 20 second-level wolves were also promoted. The rewards in Part 9 are human beings. The human race has been doing very well in terms of hunting and expansion in the past 3 months, and the number has reached nearly 300,000. Therefore, Su Lin also treats everyone equally. Xander was promoted to the status of high-level alpha wolf, and Tiffany and Vincent were promoted to the status of ordinary alpha wolf. One group was awarded the title of 3 big wolves, which attracted the other groups to pay attention to human beings. In addition, more than 20 high-level Yi-wolves, and more than 500 new humans, with the status of Yi-wolves were promoted. This further highlighted the importance Su Lin attached to the human race, and also caused numerous human beings to express their respect for the Wolf King. The 10th part is about the group of strange beasts in the southern mountains under Bai Dai. The 11th part is the group of snakes, under the command of the Silver Ring Viper. The 12th part is the rat tide under the command of the Black Rat. Since Su Lin had already awarded rewards to 3 of them, this visit was just to let them meet and get familiar with the members of the wolf pack. The 3 big wolves, White Butterfly, Silver Ring Viper, and Black Rat, all control extremely powerful forces. Now there are 12 wolf packs gathered together, and 2 more wolves will be added. If you count the little lone wolf guarding the place of adventure, the missing Xiao Hui, the wolf father and wolf mother, the cousin wolf sister, the first patrol unit under Yuhu, etc. The wolf pack has close to 20 tribes. It can be said that the current wolf pack is no longer what it used to be. After the reward was completed, Su Lin led this group of wolf pack members back to the southern mountains. Looking at the entire Siberian plain, although there are many places with steep terrain, the only ones suitable for the territory of large wolf pack troops are the thousands of miles of southern mountains. The terrain there is steep, with mountains stretching for thousands of miles, and there are also king-level cedars, and thousands of various exotic flowers, plants and giant trees. Based on the southern mountains, the future development of the wolf pack will definitely be faster. On the way back, Su Lin also signaled Hongwei and Beiji Yanu to send out part of the fox tribe, and flying birds to look for traces of Xiao Hui. After all, Xiao Hui was brought up by himself. Not to mention anything else, in terms of emotion and loyalty, he is almost unrivaled in the entire wolf pack. Maybe my cousin, wolf sister, wolf father and wolf mother will sometimes feel puzzled by Su Lin's decision, but Xiao Hui won't. Xiao Hui has followed him since he was a cub, and he has always obeyed any orders he gave him. Moreover, Xiao Hui and his elite wolf tribe are also the strongest among the wolf tribe. Each one of them has its growth potential, murderous nature, and ferocious nature, all carefully selected by Su Lin, so he didn't believe that Xiao Hui, and more than 200 elite wolves, would all disappear without a trace. In the depths of Su Lin's pale blue wolf eyes, a cold color as cold as a 1,000-year cold pool flashed across. But that crazy king beast had already been torn apart by Red Tail and the invincible tiger. Now Red Tail was giving instructions to the Wolf King, repeatedly indicating that a group of elite Arctic foxes would be dispatched to search for traces of Xiao Hui. And Beiji Yanu also felt a little unsure because he received an excessive reward. At this time, when he heard the Wolf King's order, he naturally responded with a low voice. Next, after the wolf pack moved back to the southern mountains, Su Lin first asked the White Butterfly, Black Rat, Silver Ring Viper and a group of subordinate beasts to restrain their respective groups. There were some unpleasant frictions between the province and the rest of the wolf pack. There are hundreds of people, and they are all kinds of people. What's more, the current number of wolves is huge, approaching tens of millions, and they are composed of countless different groups. Therefore, if friction can occur less, it will occur less frequently. After the wolves settled in the southern mountains, the heterogeneous blood food and common species blood food that the wolf pack had hunted since March were also transported to various food storage caves under the command of Fox, Wolf and Red Tail. Because there was too much food, Su Lin once again opened 2 large caves for storage. The flesh and blood of the new species was transported to the cave where Su Lin temporarily lived. As for the remaining alien flesh and blood, there are up to 1.5 million tons, and the flesh and blood of the ordinary species is 5 million tons. It took the wolves several days to transport such huge pieces of flesh and blood before they were all transported to the cave where they were stored. Su Lin also ordered fox wolves to temporarily guard the 4 storage caves. The various tribes of the wolf pack were also looking for their own place to live in the southern mountains. During this period, before Su Lin could give any signal, Sander came over again to ask for instructions on whether to transform the thousands of miles of southern mountains. This southern mountain range, that stretches for thousands of miles, is extremely steep to begin with. If coupled with the latest technological transformation, it is difficult to imagine how easy it will be to defend and difficult to attack. When the time comes, the place of adventure on the Arctic ice sheet, the wolf territory on the Arctic land, and the southern mountains will create 3 impregnable wolf territories, which will not be in vain for the Wolf King's trust in himself and his reliance on the human race. Su Lin originally had this idea to transform the southern mountains as the foundation for the development of the wolf pack. After the reconstruction of the Nanjing Mountains, the safety and comfort of living will also be greatly improved. He agreed to Sanders' proposal and let him purchase these supplies. In addition, the affairs of the tiger mecha under the invincible Menghu and the assault mecha under the king bison were also handed over to Sander. At the same time, the hair, scales, claws, tusks, etc. of the king beast that was beheaded were all signaled to Nighthawk to be handed over to Sander. Xiao Hui and the elite wolf tribe were no longer around, and he was replaced by Nighthawks, flying leopards, red birds and other exotic beasts. After explaining this at this time, Sulin signaled to Sander that it was time for Vincent to ask for the reward that I should give him. He really wanted to see what the official would give as reward for such a shocking achievement of clearing out all mutated creatures in the entire Siberian plain.
Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.